some time ago, you had Emmanuel Acho on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And so what he said was profoundly insulting. John Wayne, out of his mouth, said that he believes in white supremacy until black people are evolved enough to take care of themselves. If I'm not going to take it from John Wayne, I'm not going to take it from Emmanuel Acho.
154, we all connected, baby, you already know. I'm talking 154, we bringing Africa around the whole globe. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like
Welcome back to another episode of 154. Today's guest is one of the most respected and influential voices in media. Raised in Louisiana with roots in Nigeria, he's an academic award-winning executive producer, earning an Oscar for Best Live Action Short Film. He's an NAACP Image Award nominated podcaster, unfiltered host, fearless media personality, bold political commentator, acclaimed writer, powerhouse journalist, cultural critic, insightful author, and successful entrepreneur who's become one of the most trusted voices in modern media. Many first got to know him during his time at TMZ, but today he's become a media force in his own right. He's a black media staple who's never been afraid to challenge the status quo or speak uncomfortable truths. Whether he's breaking down politics, pop culture, race, or sports, he's built a reputation for telling it exactly like he sees it. He's never been afraid to say what everyone else is thinking. Please welcome the one and only Lathan to 154. Wow.
Bro, that's a hell of an intro.
Yeah, man.
right?
And guess what? He wrote it all.
Yeah, man.
This was not an AI intro.
Yeah,
this was
man.
a real intro.
That's
Yeah,
phenomenal. I feel at home. Appreciate
A lot
y'all,
of commas in that also. And he's one of the greatest black men ever. He once met Harriet Tubman.
I said, all right, Godfrey, damn, just stop it right there. No
My
more
mama
commas.
gonna love that. You heard what the man said about you? She love that type of stuff.
Because you're from the South, does your mom sit on the porch and like, you said what they heard about my baby?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sitting on the porch is a Southern tradition.
Yeah.
It's hot. Sometimes it's hotter inside, but also it's community.
Yeah.
You just you see the woman across the street, your neighbor, there's storylines and all of that stuff. We just commune with each other.
Neighborhood watch.
You know what's so crazy? When you just said that, you took me back because I grew up here in LA in Crenshaw, and we had an old neighbor, rest her soul, Miss Thomas, and she was from Louisiana, and she used to always just sit back on the porch like this, and we'd be running up and down the street, running like, now you stop over there, I'm gonna tell your daddy, right? It was just like, and she was, literally had the pulse on the entire neighborhood. Yes. And so you try to do things around the corner so Miss Thomas couldn't see.
You ain't heard it from me.
Yeah, she's from Louisiana too.
Right, and you respected her out there.
We did.
Well.
We absolutely cried when she left us. You know what I mean? It's like, I was like, all the time she told on us and all the whippings we got, but you respected her because she was the one out there all day
Caring
watching
for
us.
everybody.
Yeah, for everybody. Yeah,
man.
Well, before we kind of get into it, man, we have our tradition.
Okay.
Yes.
We know there's a link. We're going to get into that, to the Nigerian roots. But we have, Nigerian snack here, chin chin. We have palm wine. Have you ever had any
I
of
have
this?
not.
You've never had this? Okay.
Welcome.
Well,
to the jungle.
Okay, this is different now.
Okay.
This ain't like anything you've ever had before.
Right.
All right? Straight from a palm tree, too. Boom.
Straight from a palm tree.
Yeah.
Squeeze the leaves.
They didn't squeeze no
the
leaves.
sap.
This comes out of the thing at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what it's called.
Thanks for the explanation. The thing from the bottom, the juice from the tree.
All right, man. All right, cheers. Here we go.
Cheers, man. My man.
Cheers
to brotherhood.
Yes, sir.
To brotherhood. Well, you got to try. Well, actually, we got to take a sip first. Yep.
You see?
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's a fresh batch too.
Very interesting taste, right? Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
Savory, a little sweet. Oh, this is good as hell.
Yeah. Now, be careful now. Because
it's gonna get me?
Yeah, because it's so light, but yet it will just sneak up on you.
Right there. Like James Brown. Kill it.
How come y'all don't come out with y'all own palm wine brand? Everybody else doing that, man.
Yeah,
everybody got some
taste of Niger.
Yeah, taste. Ooh, I like that.
Taste of Niger.
There's a taste of Niger. Ooh.
How about Niger juice?
Niger juice. That's very close to juice, but somebody walk in the store, man. You see, I got that Godfrey selling that juice. I got some juice right here.
Oh man, so we gotta make the connection here.
Yeah.
When did you find out that you had roots and connection to Nigeria?
Did the ancestry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was I work with a guy, Jomi, my man Jomi. His name is Oluwajumilaju.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's-
Oluwakemi, so he's Yoruba.
Yoruba.
Yeah.
Yoruba,
And so I work with Jomi, and we always talk. Jomi comes from a beautiful family, a beautiful Nigerian family. Jomi teaches us just from knowing his people.
Yep.
I've learned so much. He taught me about the prostrating.
Oh, the process. Oh yeah, when you have to. Oh yeah.
So he taught like Jomi taught me about the prostrating.
Yes.
I got deep a couple of years ago into the Jollof Wars.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to like just have fun on Twitter, I just go, yo man, I just came from Jomi and them place. I gotta say, Nigerian Jollof is the greatest Jollof of all time.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This podcast is over.
And then people hit you up, yo, have you ever had Ghanaian Jollof from Senegal, like Sierra Leone, all of that.
Yeah.
So just, I have had, so I'll go back to finish, is that I did the ancestry, then I hit Jomi, I'm like, look, bro, 20%.
Yeah.
20% Nigerian, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think just from being around his family and being around his culture, I've seen them take who they are and bring it here to America.
Yeah.
Jomi was born in Nigeria, but he left when he was very, very young.
Yeah.
So he is an American black man, but at the same time, what orients his view of the world and his view of himself are the bonds and the cultural roots from his country.
And I've come to consider him an American black man. You hear what he just said?
I know. We gonna get Go ahead. Go. You go.
You, as an American black man, just said, he's an American black man.
Right.
He was born in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We were both born here.
Right.
And sometimes we get toasted in the comments. You guys are tethers. Have you heard that one?
I have.
I don't know what the hell a tether
We're
is.
tethers.
I still don't get it.
So, and we were born here.
Right.
Yeah.
Crenshaw, Chicago. And the fact that you called your man.
So he is.
Okay.
Okay.
He is not a black American.
Right.
He's an American black man.
Okay.
So
Wait, what's the difference?
Yeah.
How are you distinguishing the difference?
So the way I distinguish the difference is this. We're all black.
Yep.
Yes.
He is American by nationality, right?
Yes.
So that makes him an American black man. I feel like where we trip each other up a lot of times is that when I say black American, what I mean is that my ancestral home is South Louisiana.
Right on.
Like that's my ancestral home.
Right on.
My lineage and my origin, as is the rest of the world's, is African. And I think there's a lot of humanity and a lot of understanding that's to be taken from that.
Yeah.
It's very important that black people know that there is a lineage and a history that predates white supremacy, that predates the invention of the word black to describe you as black.
That's right.
You just have to know that, because if you don't know that, then white people invented you. And so that's not the way that it happened. As a matter of fact, it's probably more accurate that you invented them. But the reality of the situation is, as far as my culture, what I am, that was established by old black people from South Louisiana that had to reinvent a culture on the fly in some of the harshest, most dire circumstances. Yep. I honor them by honoring their cultural technology. That's not to be different or to set myself apart from worldwide diasporic blackness. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, right.
But my identity is in them.
Sure.
In their unique sacrifice and struggle and what they had to do.
That's right.
Yeah, and you know what? I love your take on that. I really do.
Great.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Because I look at it, and if I even centralize it to the United States, you see the cultural difference between the U.S., the West Coast, the Midwest, the South, the East Coast. But then there is this identity that links us all. And I think where, Godfrey and I get frustrated because, you asked earlier before we got on 154. 154 means one continent, Africa, 54 countries that make up Africa. But when you go back to the one, there's one diaspora when it comes to the African diaspora. And so the entire premise of this podcast is to be able to unite us. And so when we get the, division in the comments, it's like, it's so irritating. And you go like, how can you elevate the conversation? I think of Michelle Obama. When they go low, you go high. But there's this idea of just trying to separate us rather than going, hey, you just live on this side, you live on that side. But when you go back all the way, and I mean, my man's Godfrey's got the history down, and I've learned so much from him in that when you think about, go back to 1884, the breaking up or the dividing of Africa, right? And you start thinking, you're going, wait, they just went up in this joint and just started pulling cats out and pulling them to America and breaking them and taking them to Brazil and spread us all the way around and go, and we're not family? We're not what? You're not this. I'm like, how can you tell me that? Like, right? And so that's where I get, tripped up myself is going, I was born and raised, everything that's happened to me. I mean, in my lifetime, growing up in South LA, I was like, how am I any different outside of the fact that my family came from Nigeria? So I consider myself bicultural because I am. I grew up in two different cultures. I leave the house and go in one culture. I come home, I'm prostrating, I'm eating fufu, I'm doing so. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what your take is on that.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. Why do you think they're doing that? The people that do that.
Hate.
You think it's hate?
I'm gonna tell you why I think it's hate.
Hate in what sense? Like they're hating on you because
no, not hating on me. No, it has nothing to do with me.
I think there's an insecurity in there, and I think it's trauma. When we're talking about trauma, there's trauma, and they take it out on you.
Yes,
because of them maybe they're not having cultural resolve. Or their own identity. I think
it is the long-lasting impact of colonization, Jim Crow, right? And when you look at that, like I'll never forget, and I tell this story all the time because it was a pivotal moment for me. I'm sitting in LA and I remember the first time I cried going to school and I didn't want to go to school and I get there, teacher says my name, I got a long name, everybody laughs, I go home, and my dad, don't mind them, they're all Africans. I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. It made me feel so much better. I can't wait to go back to school, right? I didn't even iron my clothes, right? I can't wait to go back. My dad said, you guys are all African. No, I'm not. I got Indian in my blood. I'm Cree. I like anything to be anything but African. And I didn't know it then, but as I, think about that, I'm going, oh wow, it's just anything to disconnect. Fast forward to now, you're seeing the FBA conversation and the ADOS conversation. It's like, man, it just takes me back to the idea that at the root of it is something wrong with being African, right? Like the only
that's propaganda too. That's because that made us feel weird. Because I remember, you'd be like, I'm African, but I'm Black American. Because you were embarrassed.
Right.
It was embarrassing. And I'm like, why am I kind of embarrassed by this? Because of the images they show purposely. They show the Black American in Nigeria as the thug, and that's not the truth.
Right.
When you really look at it, most Black people are educated as hell. Studying a lot of Black history in college, I was super militant.
Right.
I brought Stokely Carmichael to my college. Francis Cress Welsing I hung out with. Eleanor Holmes Norton, who's still in the Senate. We brought these people to our school, Sister Soldier, all of them. And I was educated by some of the coldest. I studied Dr. Henry Clark, what's his name? Ben Yohanan. And I would go to Savior's Day. I'm in Chicago, so I'd go to Southside to go see the minister. You know what I'm saying? So I was really James Baldwin, I read everything. And then yet you got people saying you're a tether.
Right.
I go, I was Chicago police. I get harassed by cops, called the N-word in school.
It goes back to the book Carter Woodson, like
Carter G. Woodson,
Carter G. Woodson, Miseducation of the Negro. And I think miseducating us on one end, when I say here here in the States, and then even in Africa, because they're not teaching about, Harriet Tubman. I see you got the piece, and I'm like, that's not a core focal point, right? And so there's two different worlds we're living in, and then when we do call crossover and then we translate, there's a lack of grace that I see on both sides, and we'll get into some of these other topics as well. That but what are your thoughts on that? And how do we bring and bridge and unify the diaspora?
Big questions, but legitimately to me, some of the central questions we should be asking ourselves right now. I'll say a couple of things. Number one is I think there's a reason why you're seeing that happen more now than ever before. First of all, anti-Blackness has become a worldwide tradition.
Yes.
It's not even, it's no longer structural. There's a cultural tradition of anti-Blackness. Most cultures, even like cultures that have themselves been persecuted, have a word.
No doubt.
They have a word to say in their culture.
That's right.
They have a word to say. Now, particularly, it's been my understanding that when they use that word, a lot of times that word is focused at the Black American.
No. Yep.
A lot of times, not all the time, right? But a lot of times there's a specific burden sometimes, at least that I feel as a Black American, and that's because my culture is to be harvested and not to be invested into. So my culture can be harvested by anyone. It can be harvested as a Black American by other Black people from around the world. But there's not an investment that has to be made into it. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like you can harvest my culture, you can dress or act or behave as I behave, and then go and do something completely else that I can't access. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't do the things that you would do as a Nigerian or as a Jamaican or anything like that. Those are you guys' culture. And in order for—
But why wouldn't you? Like, but I push back on that. Absolutely you could.
Well, I'm not saying that I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying that,
I
like—
get where you're coming from. No.
I'm not saying that I couldn't. I'm saying that—
It's like
oh, that
free,
is foreign.
it's like,
You're saying that it's foreign.
Black American culture is like free domain.
It's free.
It's like free domain. There's no protection over it.
Because and so what you see a lot of times is people, in my opinion, in a way that's not always the most nutritious way, try to establish some cultural protection on what it means to be Black American. Saying that we have our own culture, that we've established, our own thing that we've established, and that is also sacred to us. Now, what I don't think is that there should be anything that happens to where we get out of cultural sharing as Black people. Black was co-opted by Black people. It was invented by somebody else, but co-opted by Black people so that we could be strong. So that Black power, solidarity, Pan-Africanism, all of that stuff, so that we could be stronger and so that we could establish a set of ethics and values that allow us to care about one another. But I think it's also important for us to remember, and I can't get into specifically the feelings and experiences of you guys and some of the things you might have experienced from Black Americans, some of the differences that might go on even on the continent or in the diaspora, right? And I also shouldn't try. What I should try to do is understand that we are facing things in this world that don't know that you're different than me, that don't understand that there's anything different. And those things and the tradition that we establish trying to fight them have to be together. But that doesn't mean— this is the way I look at the diaspora. I think the best way to do it is like the best way to go about this is how do we talk about each other when the other person is not in the room? Like, how do I talk about my Nigerian brothers, my Jamaican brothers, my brothers from the islands, my brothers from South America when they're not around? Do I talk about them as if they are me? Or do I seek to set cultural limits and exclusions from them? I learned a word when I was in my 20s. I'll tell you something, and the word was akata.
Akata.
Oh, hey.
You know this word, right?
Oh, we know it.
Oh,
we know
You
it.
ever see the movie Sugar Hill?
Bro, when that first happened, so what's this? When that first happened, I saw that movie, then I forgot about that movie, right? And so I was actually,
You saw Sugar Hill?
No.
With Wesley Snipes?
Oh, yes.
I was actually interested in a girl, and she was Nigerian.
Oh, okay.
And her brother told me the word. Like, so listen to me.
Oh, no.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You mean to tell me that Wesley Snipes, that serious, that for real?
Oh, no.
I was like, I thought that was for the movie. He goes, yeah, it doesn't mean that, but this is what it means, and this is the reason why you might have a problem getting my parents to like love you and take. Now, he ended up just kind of with me, not being wrong, not being all the way real with me.
Right.
But my question then was, why was there a word for the Black American in Nigerian culture?
So I caught that the way I've understood it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
Is that like for me, like the way I speak, I'm born here in the United States, so I speak with an American accent, right?
Right.
Furthermore, I'm from the West Coast, right? So that sounds a lot different from, the South and so on and so forth, right? So when I go back home, Akata is almost as like, oh, he's Americanized. It's probably the best translation I can give it. Like you're a little disconnected, but it's okay. You're Nigerian, right? But that also, the deeper meaning to that, to me, the layer underneath that is the fact that for so long, Africans have been looked at as, like, oh, you're the other one, right? Like you nobody wants, you want to be disconnected from Africa because it's poor, it's this, it's all these bad, attributes. And so that term is going, oh, you've been disconnected from us, right? You've been disconnected, but not in a disrespectful way, but mostly in a way. And it's over the years has turned into this slight little diss, right? Like, oh,
it's a gigantic diss.
Yeah. Like, right. Because to me, I felt like it was, and you might have your own different opinion on it. But for me, I always looked at it as like a protective thing, like I have to protect our culture because these ones are coming in, maybe perhaps looking down on me. But here's the last thing, I'll give it to you. When you go back home and you show the respect, and I just came back in April.
Okay.
I didn't get any of the looks, because sometimes they can say it without even saying it, right? Everybody was so welcoming because there's a respect for the culture, right? And there's not like, oh, you're coming in thinking that you're better than me because you live in America and you know differently or whatever. So there's not that disrespect. And so, yeah, I'll kind of end it there and give it to you.
But what you're saying is, in an attempt to protect your culture, there was a term that was invented that was derogatory to somebody outside of it that is still black.
That's your theory.
Right.
Yeah.
If that's your
interpretation.
If that's your interpretation, that is why somebody would call you a tether. They would call you a tether for the exact same reason. The term tether and akata are the same. The
trying to be black American.
Both terms are terms that are like most racial slurs are seek to denigrate another culture, right? But the reason why they're doing that is because, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying they are seeking to establish the sanctity of black American culture in the same way whomever came up with
But then
the
how
term.
do you then treat bicultural people? Because I know this because my wife is biracial.
Okay.
And so I now see it differently, right? And so she's talked to me about this. My pastor back in San Diego, Pastor Miles, biracial. And I never understood it because I grew up in an all black neighborhood, grew up in a Nigerian household, right? But he was saying like, I'm not white enough. I'm not black enough. Where do I belong? And you just get casted away. And so it becomes a very difficult challenge when you're having them. I'm like, everything that has happened to you here in America in my generation, right? I'm not going back to from 1979 forward. Everything that you've experienced, I've experienced. You can't tell me anything differently, right?
Certainly.
And so, but then I've also, on a second hand, have experienced a lot of stuff through my parents' stories, through their life, through the way they live and their culture. So I'm going, wait, I just don't belong?
No, I'm not saying that at all. Like what I'm saying is,
because I would resent the idea of being a tether, an akata, or anything like that. Yeah.
Like when I heard the term, like akata, I resented it.
Yeah.
You hear Nas rap. Some Africans don't like us, no way, right? And there's a xenophobia and a sort of protectionism that exists just from like country and nationality. There's a protectionism that exists from New Orleans to Baton Rouge.
That's
all right. So
and
I'm from Baton Rouge.
human
It's a
nature.
tribalism thing.
I'm from Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
The niggas in New Orleans say that we country, right?
Country.
So so all of this stuff.
It's tribalism. It's facts because
tribalism,
Igbos
right?
and Yorubas will say stuff about
Of
each other.
course.
But that's fine because I think in an animal kingdom, there's always a hierarchy of, in bee colonies, ant colonies, there's always a hierarchy of worker bees and worker ant, that's facts.
Yeah.
But with this, like with the akata, like in the movie Sugar Hill, there's a guy that kind of looks like him. There's the guy he's doing a deal with, and he's a tall, bald guy. He goes, and Wesley's like, so what's up? What are we doing business? I don't think it's going to work. He goes, what you mean? He said, we can't work with the akata. He goes, hey man, what is up with this akata you keep saying? And the guy goes, we don't want to work with cotton picker. And Wesley just
goes crazy.
And I was like, yeah, Wesley wanted to kick the, right. But I was always called Americanized.
When
we went to Nigeria, everyone's like, you're Americanized. But then they would use akata for black Americans.
Well,
you see,
and so
almost derogatorily.
And so my thing is this. being called Americanized somewhere else is probably something that like they frown upon, right? It's some sort of cultural.
Because you've lost your culture. You're not, like.
So understand that, like, that is our culture. So, in my opinion, Black people Americanized America. You see, we came here and we are the ones that had to invent a new cuisine. We're the ones that had to invent a new way to speak. We had to invent dress, music. We Americanized America. We gave America its soul. So if being Americanized is something that is negative, then that is not even intentionally, but even subconsciously, a commentary on American Blackness. And so when we are trying to talk about American Blackness, what we are legitimately doing, in my opinion, is, and it's difficult to do sometimes when it's in multimedia the way that it is and it's portrayed the way that it is sometimes. We're saying that our culture is beautiful too. Our culture is grand too.
I love
our culture.
The two is
like our culture. All the other, because you go with like, we are kings and queens. We always talk about how we were kings and queens.
We still are.
We're kings and queens now. We put people on. We have royal families. The Carters are a royal family, right? Like we have royal families. We do these things. There is nothing that is less important or majestic about Black American culture.
Right.
It might be a little bit more dramatic. You might see it a little bit more in a different way. It might be a little glitzier because of the way that America is, but we've bled, we fought, we died.
And there's an absolute respect for that. And I will tell you this, and this is from my experience, you tell me different, and I think there are a lot of people who agree with me. I was at a basketball game and a woman came to me from, I think she was from Mali. I can't remember where she was from. And she was like, thank you so much for sharing your story. And I'm getting ready to walk in the game. And I'm like, I'm almost in tears. I'm like, dang, why you do that to me? Right? But she was saying like the same way you were treated, and she's probably 7, 8, 9 years older than me or something like that. I too was treated the same way. And so when you talk about what's being said in conversations behind closed doors, I can tell you, whenever I've been to any of the countries I've been to in Africa, I've been to 8 countries, I still want to go to all 54. Bring me to America. America. There's this reverence because of what is marketed to Africa about America.
Yeah, certainly.
It's like there's this, oh man. But on the other side, it is like, oh, you African? I can't tell. I mean, all the way till when I was, all the way till when I was in the locker room. And so here's the thing. Because I played football, I had a sample size I think was just a little different. I'm in a locker room with 100 dudes from all over the United States, right? So you get a sample, and I've been through multiple teams, right? And shut up, man. You from Africa, man. Shut up, man. You from Africa. So I got dismissed.
We get dismissed
because I was African.
Shut up, African. Hey, African.
And so
shut
what
up,
I learned,
African.
what I learned
I got mocked all the
in
time.
elementary, from elementary, I learned that if I became more ridiculous, I took the heat off of, you can step on my, and I don't feel pain. I flew in on a helicopter to school. I'm like, what? You poor like us. What are you talking about, right? Yeah. I did anything so I could take the heat off of me. It was constant. I mean, when they would say, they would go through the names and go, whatever, the last name I knew, oh boy, here my name come on. There's a, Bajabi, me. I try to hurry up and beat it to the punch. So the class wouldn't erupt into laughter.
They did it so when you're going down the name of students. Godfrey, that's me.
I totally get that. So this is what I'm saying. Number one, is it a possibility that a football locker room might not be the most evolved place in the world to have a
wrong? Okay. Wrong. It is the most involved because where there's a brotherhood.
No. I understand that.
No, evolved. No, it is evolved.
So what I mean is this, and this is not a diss to any of the brothers play football. But what I'm saying is there's a whole other part of this story. Yeah. A whole other part of this story is romanticizing Africa and being African, and people for generations telling young Black Americans that your salvation is in what you were, because you were a king, you were this, your woman, you are the mother of civilization. Yeah. You started that. You are the original people. Yeah. You are all of that, and that focus sometimes is a focus that says, look to the past for the grandiosity of your humanity, because what you're living in right now ain't that. So there's also been, on the flip side of that, I'm not talking about you guys' experience, because obviously my man Ben Toure, I grew up with him in Baton Rouge, and Ben used to get it all the time. Ben was quick with his words, and he'll be quick to cut you down. Ben used to get it all the time. But there's also, in my opinion, this grand view. I mean, people go to Ghana and they weep, they cry. People go to Africa and they feel a certain feeling, a connectivity of home and belonging. That is a lot of that is because of the stories that we've told ourselves about who we were. I think in the last 30 years, particularly, we've started to tell and want to tell a lot of stories about who we are. And to me, I was raised by old black people in Louisiana. And those people wanted me to know what I am and what they did. They wanted me to know that they survived for me. They wanted me to know that me thriving in this world was honoring them. And they wanted me to know that it started in Maringouin, that their history started there. Not their entire lifeline. That goes back to the beginning of time and to who we all are together. I think the next step in this is when we all decide, and one day it'll happen, maybe not this generation.
Maybe after this podcast.
Maybe after this podcast. Maybe. When we all decide that there is something that connects our people that no one can explain. It's different and it's not pain. We think that it is. We think it's a shared history or history that's unshared. There's something else and no one can say what. And it makes people feel uncomfortable when we revel in it, when we are joyous in it, when we share it.
They hate our
and
happiness.
not just Africa, but in the islands. When you see them, when you go, man, I remember going to Grenada one time and the brother in Grenada goes, man, we so happy to have y'all. Welcome to the Africa, the Caribbean. And me and Charlamagne look around like, what? Like we, you know what I'm saying? So like, when we understand that thing that the rest of the world can't understand about what it is to be black, that they turn us on each other, maybe we'll stop doing it to each other voluntarily and figure out a way to move past it.
I was gonna say, like, even when I went to Jamaica last year, they're like, welcome home, brother. And I felt it was like being in Nigeria. I was like, I didn't know that. It was so fun. And they were like, we've been waiting for it. It was like, what the? And then I was walking around because I was at Sumfest with Vibes Cartel. So, you know, and I'm walking around saying what's up to different people. You know, they know who you are. You know, they, oh man, brother. Then I see some girls. I say, oh, there's some Jamaican girls over there.
There you go.
I say, hey, what's up? They're like, we from Atlanta. I was like, I thought, she go, we all look alike. But it was, I love that because I was like, oh, they look, you couldn't tell who was who. Every once in a while you get people go, okay, he looks Jamaican or he looks Nigerian. We're the same. And when you were talking about American, being American, you got black Native Americans, black American, Native, black Indians who were here. Nobody was a slave. There are black people who were already here. Because I met black Cree Indians. I used to know when I used to perform at this one spot in Pennsylvania, there were black Cree Indians. They go, no, we've always been here. And they're speaking Cree. They look like I never heard no Cree before. I was like, what? They're going mugs on lip. I was like, what the? It's like, oh, we're black Crees. We've been here. You know, so there's that. So when you think of Native Americans, black Americans, Native. There's the Siberian ones that they talk about.
There's no part of the formation of this world that like we're not a part of. I think right now, there are people that are having conversations like this in complete good faith. And then there are people that are obviously hustling the algorithm for their own personal thing. I think it's probably not constructive to look at everybody like that, and to put everybody in that boat. But what I do think is important, and even I've had to learn about this, to have these conversations in love and understanding to what people's personal experience and trauma is. Right? And so the trauma that I might have is partly epigenetic, right? But it's also partly just this deep sense of authority that my ancestors have. You go to Ventures Memorial Cemetery, you start off with my father in the front, and by the time you get to the back, there's slaves there, right? And so I owed him, and I owed him to assert their identity. And I owed him to not let their identity be denigrated by anyone, no matter what the shade of their skin is. Yeah. But to me, we brothers.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I appreciate that, man, because I love that, because that's how I've always felt. You know, like, to me, I've always had love for, you know, the people that I grew up with in my community, for the people outside of that, the people back home, like, to be able to have that level of acceptance, and for, you know, for us to spread that throughout. You know, the thing that I know to be true is that the work to divide us, like they divided up Africa, continues to work in the new age of the algorithm. It's like, how can we divide them? How can we spread this stuff? And I'm like, no, man, like, and maybe I'm arrogant to think that our conversations can change that to where there is no longer the dismissal of the African, or, you know, the misunderstandings when it comes to, you know, Black American culture, like, to be able to educate us, because it's once we're educated on both sides and we start to understand both sides, because this podcast doesn't just hit here, it hits back home as well. Certainly. So the conversation gets to be understood about what's happening in Black America, and it's done intentionally, you know, and then likewise, we get to have the conversation, because we had a lot of African conversation here, right? And it speaks to the people back home. But we're now, and having you as our first, you know, quote unquote, and I said, no,
as your first cotton. The first cotton.
Our first Negro. Our first colored guest. I want to thank you for coming out of segregation and Jim Crow. You're our first Jim Crow. You're our first Jim Crow. Excuse me. Not to be mean there, Mr. Sanford, but their first Jim Crow.
I was having a moment. I know you were. I was having a moment, and you gave him an opening.
But here's the thing also, is we really got to love Blackness, period. Mm-hmm. Whether it's African, whether it's Caribbean, I enjoy it all. Because I've never had a problem calling somebody my brother that looks like me. I've always, and no matter what country I'm in, I see another, like, oh, what up, hey. And we always have this acknowledgement. When I was in Kuwait, right? Performing in Kuwait, and you see the Black Kuwaitis, we already was like, hey, hello, hey. And I'm like, what's up, man? He goes, you know, I said, how is it? He said, you know, it's the same thing. Like, them as darker Kuwaitis going through.
Because
you be in Amsterdam with the Surinamese people. I would do, you know, Suriname, you know, Suriname. So I would do comedy, do Surinamese shows. They all look like us, but they're going like, and you go, so what's up? But he goes, you know this. It's the same. I mean, I don't think that it's a shame that we have to be connected by our pain, like you were saying, but there's a joy to seeing your own folks. I get happy, and I like we got to get more into us, loving us. I mean, loving what we do. Things that being all Black, there's nothing wrong with that.
But you know the one thing that
we don't always have to, like, people are quick to not include us in.
Yeah.
They're quick to do that. But when we have something, we got to include them. Stay out. Just stay over there for a while. You know, because everybody always has to, but they're so quick to not have us in. We're always like, no, but let them, no, we don't need them here. And it's not a hatred thing. It's just, we got to get our together.
Let me address something that was talked about on you guys' podcast.
Okay.
Some time ago, you had Emmanuel Acho on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'll use that example of that situation as kind of a greater example of what it is we're talking about.
Yeah.
So people don't remember, Emmanuel Acho came on Higher Learning, and we were talking to Emmanuel Acho, and I insulted Emmanuel Acho on the podcast. Okay, I did. Like, and I shouldn't have done that.
No. I appreciate the respect and the transparency that you have.
What did
keep going.
No, I've told him. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But I've definitely said it on the podcast. I shouldn't have insulted him, right? What happened was Emmanuel Acho came on, and he was talking, and he was talking about the fact that he can talk to white people in a way because he doesn't have the sting of generational trauma, and he can talk to Black people because he's Black and all of that stuff like that. So what I said, I completely meant. Okay, I said that he was an emotional butler for white people.
Damn.
And serving them up very milquetoast takes to make them feel good about themselves and having these conversations. Now, what I said, I meant, but that doesn't mean that I should have said it. even in the way that it was, even if I meant it, I shouldn't have said it in that way. Because what it does now is it breaks the opportunity for me to talk to him and let him know where I'm coming from. What he said was profoundly insulting. And it hit for me.
Why?
Because as a black man, as a black American, the fact that somebody else needs to speak for my safety and my advancement because I'm too belligerent is what white people say. White people look at black people, black Americans, as people who are not needing equality, but people who are needing stewardship. John Wayne, out of his mouth, said that he believes in white supremacy until black people are evolved enough to take care of themselves. If I'm not going to take it from John Wayne, I'm not going to take it from Emmanuel Acho. Okay? So, and I don't know even that he had investigated that statement enough to know the way that it came out. That's why a good communicator and someone who was not in their reactive mind would have done what I just did now. All right? But I didn't do that. What I did was sometimes what we do when we're in front of these cameras and stuff like that, I try to serve them.
Yeah, put on.
Right? Yep. Not that I didn't mean it, not that that's not what I wouldn't have said if we were on the street somewhere, but it wasn't the best way to build something there.
Yeah. Did you ever reach out to him privately?
We talked after that.
You did?
We did, which was why I was sort of surprised that he came on. It's not like that's been the end of my criticism of Emmanuel Acho, and we don't look at things the same way. I watched a bunch of the stuff that he was doing, and I thought that it was whack, but he was doing what he thought that he needed to do. Yeah. A better version of myself is the version that can say, how do we have a conversation about this that is both about two different people who want to help, right? Who have the same goal, but might have different programming about how to get there.
Yeah.
So, but that's not what I did. Now, I like to think that I do that in a different way. I like to think that the most important thing to talk about now is not to insult him or to get off on him or him to do it to me. But to have a conversation about why that framing is wrong-headed and what that is really based in. And either we agree or we don't agree, but we both leave with a mutual respect for where we're coming from. Because now, I'm not in it to win arguments anymore. People are dying. And we still don't have consensus on what the problem is. So if I can leave the earth having illuminated the problem worldwide, on a macro level, on a micro level, in what we're talking about right now, if I can help illuminate the problem, I'll feel better about where things are.
Yeah, you know, I've spent a lot of time with Acho, and I know his heart. And I'll say that I think in the spirit of Emmanuel Acho, this is my opinion, not what Acho said.
Not speaking for him,
Not speaking for him, is that, there's this idea of like, how do you move the conversation forward, right? And I think the most dangerous thing in the black community, and I'm gonna just speak up and keep it a buck.
Go for it.
I am a forward thinker, and I might get trashed and canceled for it. I'm like, I want all of us to win. But it's very dangerous to say we got to win and move forward because it can sound dismissive if you're not ruminating in the past and even saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said ruminating. But if it's like, hey, we got it. We know the history.
But do we got it?
No, yeah, we do.
We do.
Not
Everybody
do. But guess what? There's nothing that says you can't educate and continue to educate. I've learned so much sitting next to you. And we keep moving forward. But to stop the entire train and say this is the only way to be black in America. This is the only way to.
The only way to. No, I'm just trying.
Say more. What you mean?
So the only way is to say, hey, if we look this way, and we will get on, because I think the fear is that to move the conversation, not the conversation, the progress, like, where do we go? Like, sometimes you and I, we've gotten into the conversation. I'm like, all right, but what's the solution? It comes from a solution spirit. Like, if the solution spirit, and it's not to ignore the past, because the past was evil, it was dark, it was hurtful, it set us back. And it's still happening.
People were just been hung a couple days ago. That's what I'm saying.
I understand. I understand that.
is still happening.
100%. It's 100%.
It's still happening.
100%. And so, because even that, it's scary. It's scary even because I know I'm putting myself out there to be shot right now, because if I say, hey, like, how do we get the solution to continue to move us forward while we are still wrestling with the past? We're still wrestling with the future, right? And what is to come in front of us? How do we have that solution forward conversation?
So there's a couple of things. Number one, the one thing that's been the most interesting to me that people, for some reason, refuse to understand is everybody has different jobs. It might be your job to be the forward thinker.
Right.
It might be your job to be the person that goes, I don't care what happened before. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to figure out. It starts now in 2026.
Right on.
And to black boy by black boy, black girl by black girl, man by man, woman by woman, I am going to go out and make change, and everything that happened before,
that person that you just described doesn't have a chance.
Okay, but listen, it might be your job to do that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how I look at it.
Yeah.
Is there is no past.
What do you mean?
There are cycles. If you go back to 1961, 62, 63, and you listen to some of our greats talk, they talk about economic opportunity.
Yep.
They talk about police brutality.
Yep.
They talk about the vote.
Yep.
They talk about talk about equality.
The cycles, I get it.
We are talking about the same thing.
Same exact
And the reason why we are still talking about them is because that past that we are talking about cannot be properly adjudicated until it is accepted as reality. See, here's the deal. Everything that America has asked black people to do, to be equal participants in America, black people have done it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So America said, go out and buy land. We went out and bought land. We own more land in 1905 than we own now. Right now, the top 5 landowners in this country own more land than all of black Americans combined. You know, you got the, so go out and establish economic hubs and centers. Forget about everybody else.
We did that.
Like, go out and establish it for yourself. We did it.
In Tulsa.
They
came and
firebombed it from the sky.
Tulsa.
Yes.
Not the Tulsa, the entire
even
Red
Philly.
Summit. Everywhere.
Yeah.
They said every time we've done it, white America said no.
Yep.
And when they couldn't get Tulsa with firebombs from the sky, they put a freeway through it with urban renewal.
That's right.
Everything that we've done, educate yourself.
Right.
Okay, so we go out, we establish the HBCUs, they defund the schools. There's a glitch in the matrix.
Word.
And so the reason why we keep like harping on history is because history is now.
There you go.
History is a man getting a knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 41 seconds a couple of years ago, and everybody else going out and telling us that that's not happening, right?
So let me ask this with respect to, because I agree.
Okay.
I 100% agree. Is there a world where we can still be able to look and see the history and continue to move forward?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You said no.
I said because,
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, nobody's wrong here.
No. We're just trying to, it's a solution. We're trying to find that solution.
Because there's, you know how they say move on?
Yeah. I hate that.
The people that are telling us to move on are the ones that are still thinking back in the 1800s. That's why when people say, it's 2026, man. Well, you need to subtract that by 100. That's their mentality. It's 1926. So you're doing the same shit you've been doing, and they continue to do it. Just like with this president, I know racism's always been around, but look at how emboldened they are now. Really emboldened. They just executed a kid, shot him in the head 3 times the other day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the cops were there. They were the slave catchers. They're doing the same. So it's like they're the ones that are behind. Everybody else is forward. Black people we're always thinking forward. We're always trying to move forward. But these son of a always tapping you on the back to stop your progress. And this is not me saying, oh, I'm not going to continue to do our thing, because we're always thinking forward. Podcast, we're doing that.
Right.
But it's always, you're always like, yo, it's almost like tugging at you, white supremacy. Like, yo, give me the alone.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
You remember the movie, y'all saw Good Will Hunting?
Yes.
Well, it's been a minute, but yeah.
Yes.
You didn't see that? You don't let yourself feel, brother?
Yeah.
How you like them there,
How
rappers?
you
I
like
got
them
a
there?
number.
Yeah.
So there's a scene in Good Will Hunting. So Will is he's sitting in the psychiatrist's office, and Will is he's counting the seconds. He's a genius. So he can play as many games as he wants. He can throw you off the scent of him. You're just not as smart as him, right? And Will's breakthrough comes when Robin Williams' character hugs him and goes, "It's not your fault." Because remember, Will's been burned. He's been kicked out of group homes. He hugs him. He says, "It's not your fault." Over and over and over again. He says it until he breaks the man, till the man starts crying, till the man accepts. He goes, "Hey, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault." There are two differing narratives in America. One is that the condition of black people in this country, but not just here, everywhere where black people are, that it's a culture issue, that it's a problem with us, that we don't have the necessary wherewithal to govern ourselves. It's a lie.
A big lie.
And so like what I'm trying to say is the way that we move forward, the first thing that we do is we grab Black America, we grab black people worldwide, we grab black people wherever they're suffering right now. Right now, the UAE is sponsoring a genocide in Sudan.
Yeah.
So we let them know that this is not a you thing. Now, in order to do that, we have to have history and context. We have to let you know that there is a system and a tradition of white supremacy that in order for it in order to get the gold out of Africa, to get the diamonds out of Africa, to get the rare earth minerals out of Africa, y'all have to be savages because you don't treat civilized people like that.
At all.
You negotiate with civilized people. You rape savages. So when you ask the question about like why this is happening, the first thing that has to happen is an immense, like a continental education. But Akbar, they won't let us do it.
Continental education.
Without a doubt. Yeah, for sure.
That is.
They won't let us do
I'm
it.
telling you right.
And so that is what I'm saying. So
Yes.
I know the forward thinkers. For example, I hope y'all get to have him on this podcast, and I shout him out on everything I'm ever on because I think he's one of the most important black men in this city. Jason Wilson in this world. Jason Wilson from Detroit, who runs the Cave of Adullam. It is a transitional academy for young black boys. Teaches them self-defense, like helps them out in school.
The
Detroit.
bearded guy.
The bearded guy.
Oh, I keep in touch with him.
That's my mentor, right? That's my guy.
He's phenomenal.
Forget about everything else. To your point, forget about it. The auto industry left Detroit in 1965, whatever. I can't worry about that. I have to worry about these boys today. He's thinking about the now.
Yeah.
Like people that I know they're thinking about the now.
Yeah.
They're changing laws. They're doing all of this. We might argue about methodology. We might argue about efficacy.
Yeah.
We might argue about all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody always got a way you should be doing this. Somebody watching this podcast right now in Lagos, and they going, if I was on 154, I'd be killing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all that. The reality is we're going to think forward with an identity and a lens that examines who we are and how we got this way.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if not, our story is being told by somebody else.
That's right.
That's a long-winded way.
No,
of me
that's a
saying,
hell of a way.
That's a long-winded way of me saying, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm right. Most people that care about black people are right.
Yeah.
The reality is that the wrong is so loud.
Right.
And so like for me, I don't think that there's any special talent that I've been like imbued with. I don't think that there's anything there.
Passionate, man. I love it.
That's it.
Yeah, you're passionate.
And so don't feel a way about saying I want to look forward.
Yeah.
Right. Don't feel a way by that. Know that sometimes for some people that trauma is warm. It's a blanket, right? Don't feel a way about that. Just do what you do and operate in good faith.
Yeah.
If you tell me right now, I hear this all the time. Hey, bro, okay, what you gonna do to solve the problem? What you gonna do to solve the problem? And I'm like, I tell people all the time, I'm gonna go where you lead me. Because the activists that I know, the people that I know, I call and get information from people.
Yeah.
And go to school on issues and talk to people that are in places that I cannot go.
Yeah.
And try to give people a voice, you know?
Yeah, when you said continental education, that struck with me, and I will never forget that, and I'll be using that a lot, because I think continental education is so strong because it goes across all of the different continents, right? And it hits everyone, so everyone has the same information. We had Wyclef on, and we were just talking, and I called my kids, and I was talking about how, what do you remember about the Louisiana Purchase, right? You're from Louisiana, and let me ask you, what do you remember about Louisiana Purchase in school?
What do I remember?
Yeah.
In school, I don't remember.
Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson.
Right.
What they don't teach is that Haitians in Haiti made it possible.
Right.
And I thought, well, maybe because I wasn't paying attention, I was, working on my autograph or something. I don't know what, I was maybe, right? I don't know. I said, I don't remember that part. I remember Thomas Jefferson was the diplomat. And then as I started to go in through to Haiti, I was like, it's been omitted from our educational system.
Yeah.
So
we just talked about this on Higher Learning.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys did?
That Napoleon wanted to reconstitute. You guys already did.
Yeah, right.
Napoleon wanted to reconstitute in the Americas, right?
Yep.
So he sent his brother-in-law Leclerc to Haiti to try to reinstitute slavery. Guess what the Haitians did? They kicked their again.
2,000 versus 20,000, whatever.
They had
it
some
was.
help from Yellow Fever.
Yellow Fever. But they burned the land and led them up into the mountains and got them.
Killed them again, right? There were some other countries that were obviously interested in weakening France and all of that stuff. But guess what happens then? Then Napoleon goes, you know what? I'm out of that. I don't want to do that anymore. Boom, sells the land to Jefferson. The people that were fighting for their independence and freedom in Haiti, those people who are legitimately, let's turn this into 154 Haiti.
Yeah.
Legitimately the most overlooked group of freedom fighters in world history. You talk about history, think about how Jefferson and Thomas Paine and whomever else that was a framer are looked at as these revolutionary geniuses.
Right.
But Toussaint and the rest of the people that beat white supremacy for their own freedom are erased in history. You can't make a movie about them. You can't get it greenlit. You can't get the money. You can't do nothing to tell the story.
You don't think that story will ever be told? Like Nat Turner's,
Well, you see what he got.
Yeah, right.
What he got, Nate Parker got brutalized because of the Nat Turner story.
Yeah.
Unfairly.
Yeah, unfairly.
And so to me, look, that's why that man that y'all had on here, David Oyelowo, that's a great man.
Yeah.
I think David misspoke when he was on the podcast. It's fine. That's a great man.
He's a good dude.
That's a great man.
No, he's fantastic.
Yeah,
he feels a certain way still. I've talked to him.
Yeah.
He still feels like he still has it's a stain on him. He's
Love
really
you, David.
still-
Nope, let it go.
I'm like,
Nope,
Dave,
nope.
we mess with you,
Yeah,
dog.
no.
What you're doing with Nate Parker, with Mansa, you hire Black America. You are bridging people. And I keep talking about how you feel. Oh man.
And even to what he does, just to speak to that, what he does in private, like the way he brings different folks from, within the entertainment, bringing us together.
Together,
come
David.
to my house.
Yeah, at his crib.
guy.
At
That's
his
my
crib,
guy.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
Once again, there's a way to talk about what was said and the glitch in what was said, but also in understanding that guy is a forward guy.
Yeah.
Like,
no doubt.
That's a great man.
Yeah. But here's another thing too. They got on me hard, man. The stuff that was coming to me say, yeah, you just let him sit it. I go, first of all, so my boy Dante, who's on my podcast in New York, my co-host, he said, because he likes to watch the 154. I don't like going back to watch it. I was already there.
Too. I don't watch myself. Man.
Right, I hate watching myself. So he goes, yo, God, I just saw the part where David said what he said. You weren't even paying attention. You were looking at your card. Because we were laughing and joking.
Right.
So I was looking at my card when that happened. Because I said, what did he say? I don't remember. But I'm just saying, it's just amazing how they go, you let him do what? I go, he didn't come with bad intention. Sometimes when the British black folks that I know, there's a miseducation. Their struggle is different than ours. It's not purposely to do it. It's just sometimes the way people live.
Yo, bro.
Canadian blacks are different.
Y'all, you from here, right?
Yeah.
When I came out here, I had to do a cultural education. I'm out there.
Well, hold on. Give us your background then when you came out.
Oh, okay. I came out here in 2006.
From where?
From Baton Rouge.
Okay.
So I came out here in 2006 and
With your banjo and your harmonica.
the whole thing, the little stick with the
Little
little
stick, the little hobo
Did you say yonder? Were you one of them yonder dudes, like over yonder?
I mean, I'm straight up country, but I wasn't over yonder with it. To put opinion on what I was saying about Haiti. Haitians, I love you.
Yeah.
The reason why you can't get that story told is because white supremacy and white people lose, and then the addendum to that story is the purposeful immiseration of the Haitian people, which is a mascot for what has happened. What's happened in Haiti is what's happening in South Baton Rouge, and what's happening in the South Side of Chicago, and what's happening in parts of Jacksonville, and what happened in the Congo, what happened all over the place. What's happening in Haiti and what's happened to those people since they dared and had the audacity to assert their freedom is what happens to any group, particularly of black people, that has the audacity to stand up in equal humanity against their white enslavers, right? And so that is the reason why people have had problems. And Danny Glover wanted to do it for years.
Yep. About
the Haitian Revolution, wanted to do it for years. There are probably some other things that are getting in the way, like can you shoot in Haiti? You're not gonna be able to shoot in the Dominican Republic, all of that stuff. But I'll let like Karen Civil and Wyclef and all of the other ambassadors that we have to Haiti really get into that, because I think it could be done. But the real reason why Hollywood won't support that amazing story of American freedom is because it flies in the face of the order of the world as it exists today. And they've punished Haiti ever since. Yeah. Right? But for me,
$22 billion in today's
absolutely. And played hot potato with their leaders, like expelled some of them, kidnapped leaders, all different types of stuff. Yeah. I came out here in 2006 and I had to do an LA education. At first I had to get educated on what was up with the black people and the Mexican people. Because I moved out to Van Nuys. And in 06, when I came out there, people were telling me all the time. It was just so funny. Like, yeah, it's big time, you'll be killed. I was like, what? I was like, you'll be killed. I go to the park and I'm looking around, I'm trying to hoop, and I'm looking for signs that some of the Mexican brothers are okay. So I saw this one dude, and he had a Kobe jersey on. I was like, he can't hate niggas that much if he rep Kobe.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You'd be surprised, though. People wearing Air Jordans are running black people out of their neighborhood.
Like, he gotta be cool. So, we start hooping and we become friends and all of that stuff. And I just ask about it, and he says it's different in different parts of LA, but it's more of a 90s thing, blah, blah, blah. Right. After that happens, I start moving around, want to work with kids, do little basketball programs. You in different people's hood, you gotta know where you at. Right. Not in a I know what you mean. Boys you gotta know where you at. Yeah. So what you have to do is consider the cultural reality where you are. Yeah. You have to know where you at. I'm not, and I don't have no dramatic stories with the John Singleton music playing in the background. Rest in peace of John. Yeah. I don't have no dramatic stories.
Get your pack right there.
Oh, my bad.
You're not punching the air. You're not punching the air.
I don't have no dramatic stories, but what I do know is LA has a very distinct culture in the areas of LA where black people can't. So you need to be aware of that culture.
How long did it take you to learn it?
I still hit Glasses Malone from time to time.
Glasses.
To get the download on different things, but it was important. I would say after about 2 years of moving around, I was good with all of the areas and everything that I need to know and had enough stuff. But if you want to do something in somebody else's backyard, you need to go someplace and not put your feet up on their furniture. Yeah. And it just like I was in New Orleans. I was going down there to see this girl, and there's a manhole cover on this street. Hit the manhole cover, boom, manhole cover, it's loose. Well, if you hit that manhole cover too fast, they know you not from there. So because everybody else knows to slow down a little bit. But if you hit that bitch and it make that sound, they know you not from there. So you get out the car, what you doing? Who you like? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Right. These are the ways, and that obviously some of that is street culture, but some of that is also just black culture. We want to know what purpose you have in our neighborhood, because things that come into our neighborhood from outside of our neighborhood oftentimes come here to do us harm. Right. That's right. So even when I was in Los Angeles, I did not want to be a Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, West Hollywood, Studio City black person. No. I wanted to be a black person that moved around in LA, in different parts of LA where black people are at. Yeah. And so in order to do that, you have to familiarize yourself with the culture there. Right. And LA culture got a lot of rules, brother.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of I mean, my whole life. I mean, I've been out here. It's like my whole life. That actually leads me to this, because there is a certain, grace period that I think has to be given to make a transition. And I want to bring up Tyler because I felt like Tyler got the raw end of the stick. Yeah. And because she came from a different culture, and everybody just jumped on her because her music transcends through all different lines and through like music can, right? It's such a powerful tool. But yet I was just like, wait, if in her country, this is how she was recognized and this is how she grew up, then, I get the historical, the heaviness of it here in the States. But then when you start thinking about time, generation, like my father-in-law, who does not like the term black, is like, because it was used in a derogatory way. I'm a Negro. And for me, born like a kid of the 80s and 90s, I'm like, I might fight you for saying that, right? Because it's weird, right? It's different. So, but the way they came out, what were your thoughts on the way they came at her? Like, that's how she grew up. She grew up in South Africa.
Yeah. So we talked about this too on Higher Learning, and this is the deal. In any rational world and society, we would have been like, you know what? That's what they say over there.
Right.
But it isn't rational. And it's not rational for a lot of reasons that's out of our control. So the reality is this. It was very important, and I wish it could have been done in a gentler way. It was very important for people to be like, hey, we don't use that term here.
Yeah.
All right? It's very important for that. Now, I'll tell you where I feel like Tyler made a mistake.
Okay.
You cannot. And she's a pop star.
Yep.
So part of being a pop star is being non-controversial.
Right.
When that happens, hey, guess what? Like on the Breakfast Club, when they asked her about it,
I'm black.
and people in the background were getting involved. No, hold on. This is the way we talk where I'm from. And she's done this recently.
Yeah.
I understand the deep and painful history that's involved with what black people call themselves. Yeah. That from Negro to black, that type of cultural technology was invented in barbershops, in people's homes, by Stokely Carmichael, at lectures, and all of that stuff. We fought to rename ourselves.
Yeah.
So while I hit on that accidentally, my bad, this is the history, learn it.
Period.
That's it. And then after you do that, if I do something with y'all culture, after you do that, everybody else from that moment on.
Period.
No.
Like after, I want everyone, if you don't hear anything else in this interview, hear this. Step into your mistakes in good faith.
Yeah.
Right? I was wrong. I appreciate the fact that I was wrong, or even not that I was wrong. My context was off in this. You see, after you do that, go f yourself.
Yeah. And
after you do that, when you do it for real, after you do that, if you want to continue to be mad
that's
after
on
that,
you. That's because you never liked me in the first place. And the fact that she's so young too, that she's and she's beautiful.
And we didn't know
makes
that.
you mad too.
Yeah.
Because she's beautiful too. But it's like when I was in South Africa, I went to the apartheid museum, and I was like, well, this is what the whites did to everybody. You're black, you're colored, separation, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I think too, as a pop star, your numbers count.
Of
What
course.
do you mean?
Record sales.
Yeah,
So she probably was like, oh, damn, let me, after the fact.
Right.
Because sometimes people think they're invincible.
Right.
Because, all you have to do is please black people with a beat and we'll shut the f up.
Yeah,
We're like this. And what I like though? What I like about, and I even said this, what I like about black people, black Americans especially, getting mad at all of us, there's an awakening happening.
We know now.
And that's what I like. When they go, I don't like what you said, I was like, I'm kind of digging it because I've always been reading about this kind of. I've been around activists my whole college life. So I like there's an awakening. I don't like when no one cares. I like when cats is like, yo, I didn't like that thing you said about. I said, great. Remember when we had that one-on-one?
Yeah. We had to have a one-on-one.
We had a one-on-one. He said something. And they were like, yo, man, your boy, dog. What's wrong with him? I said, first of all, he played in the NFL. It's very black.
Right.
Okay. He played in the NFL. He was a damn good linebacker. His brother was linebacker. So first, shut up with that. Yeah. And so we went one-on-one. I said, why don't we do a one-on-one so you can explain yourself?
Yeah.
But we did that, and it's okay though, because this is like what
we're having a real conversation.
I think you've explained stuff the best though. You're what you.
But you know what else? A lot of times we say something else. We all make these cultural snafus, but normally it happens in somebody's kitchen where they go, nah, don't say that.
Right.
Don't do that. And then you go, oh, my bad. It's cool. It's just gonna take her a couple seconds. Like you come in Louisiana, like everybody got their jambalaya out. You better try everybody's jambalaya.
Yeah.
If you skip somebody's jambalaya, you're gonna have an old black woman on the other side of the thing looking at you like this.
That's fact.
You're not hungry, mother.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm glad you told me that. I'll know when I go down there.
They put the food out, man. Try the food.
You gotta
bro.
eat it. You gotta eat it.
Like, bro, try the food,
Yeah.
bro. But normally that doesn't happen in front of like 140, 150 million people.
You get to learn. You get to learn. This is why
You get to be a human being.
You get to be a human being, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit your shoes like that. Yeah, break your toe. Because like what I loved about my football experience, talking about just the people from different worlds. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and like I said, I want to make sure I preface this right because I grew up in Crenshaw. I didn't have white friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have. I only knew white teachers, but I didn't have white friends. And I definitely didn't have Jewish friends. And so here I am singing Michael Jackson. And I was like, and I was like, everybody. And then there was the K word.
Yeah.
I had no idea what that meant. Michael Jackson singing it, I'm singing it. I didn't know. And one of my teammates, goes, you can't say that. I go, what? That's Michael Jackson. What are you talking about? You can't say that word. I'm going, what word? Like this was, college.
Yeah.
I genuinely had no exposure to this. And I go, oh, really?
Yeah.
Never heard it, never seen it, didn't say it. Right. After that, I didn't say it. And I swear, it was like my boy told me and said, you know what? I'm going to go tell the people in the music industry. Because after that, they started going, like, and if you listen to the song now.
Yeah, it was a thing. Yeah.
There's a whole thing about it, right? But I didn't know that.
Mike had to come out and talk about it.
And Mike had to come out and talk about that.
And that's a slur that's rarely used because they're very protective over it.
Right.
That's why I wish the N-word would fly away. I wish that would go away.
Yeah.
I wish it would.
I wish it would.
We were sensitive, like, nah, we don't do that.
Right.
Because even when I talk about the word, I don't say this, when you say tard, and you say even retarded, it was like, it got everybody offended about 7-8 years ago in comedy. Be like, you said retarded. I said, but there was a comic before me that used the N-word and you didn't even flinch. Right. You didn't even say, hey, can we not use that word? I had a white lady, it's always them in comedy. They were like, I said retarded.
I think I was there for this
one.
Right,
you might have been. Yeah. I said some word retarded. I was talking about something. She goes, hey, that's not a good word. I go, but you heard 18 times from the previous comic and you didn't flinch.
But they didn't hear.
Right, exactly.
They bought.
And she just kept going.
We sell our pain.
No doubt.
In a very direct way that other cultures don't.
Yes.
So like.
I'm going to put a button on this one real quick for things, just so I make sure I wrap that all the way. I learned from that situation in private. Had I made that mistake out front or whatever, it wouldn't be given the grace, right?
Yeah.
And I was genuinely did not know that, right? And that's part of it. Like with the talent situation or whatever is like you can't even be human. Like everyone expects you to be perfect, and you say it all the time on this podcast. Where it's just like, we're just talking. We're having conversation. These things are gonna happen.
But we're always careful with everybody else's slurs. But those people will call us the N-word in a heartbeat.
I'll tell you straight up. Even with the Tyler thing, I learned a lesson about myself in my reaction. Once again, I wasn't trying to hear that. It's very important for me to continuously push myself. Rachel to push me, everybody in my life to push me, people to push me to continuously remember that all of this stuff is not rational. Incivility, being draconian about people's mistakes, it's not rational. That's not how things are.
Right.
Right? That's just not the way you're supposed to be. Like the way you're supposed to be is you're supposed to be able to say, and this is on both sides, meaning you're not supposed to dig into that you do wrong and refuse accountability.
Yeah.
But once that accountability comes, man, and I feel like, to be honest with you, I've seen the way she's handled it recently, and I think it's cool.
No, I think she's coming.
I think she's really talked about it, and the last time particularly, and she's young.
Yeah.
The last time particularly, I'm like, you know what, man? Let Tyler dance, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, let Tyler dance, let Tyler sing. Are we so are we obsessed with liking somebody for 5 minutes and then torturing them
Yeah, sure.
for as long as we can?
Oh,
If
sure.
you're successful, that is
Sure.
for sure.
Yep.
It is.
That's a human.
From the TMZ guy that came.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta ask you, how did you get to TMZ? And let me first say this, right?
Yeah.
Gig that like TMZ, because TMZ pissed me off. I'm gonna tell you why TMZ pissed me off. It's 2009, ending on the Michael Jackson thing. And I remember my best friend's dad calling me, telling me, boy, Michael Jackson dead. I said, what? No, he's not. What are you talking about? Turn on the radio, boy, turn on the radio. Turn on the radio on my Dodge Charger and I'm driving and I'm like, what? I get to the house, I leave my car running outside, I'm sitting there and I'm watching CNN and Wolf Blitzer and, don't judge me on my Wolf Blitzer.
It's the something room.
This is the situation room.
This is Wolf Blitzer.
But I'm sitting there and I'm watching. Hours are going by. And then all of a sudden the news break. TMZ is now reporting that Michael Jackson dead at the age of 50. I'm like, F these people. What is a TMZ? But from that point on, it legitimized TMZ. And then it wasn't until like an hour later, CNN then, we can now report that Michael Jackson. I'm like, these people got it first? How did you get to TMZ? And was that the legitimization of TMZ in 2009, to me, in my opinion? Is that what attracted you to TMZ? How did you get to TMZ and what was that story
I
like?
started off at TMZ as a tour guide.
As a tour guide?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
30 miles on.
30 miles as a tour guide. So like, there was something called the TMZ tour. They still have it.
Yeah.
It's the TMZ celebrity tour. It used to be the TMZ Hollywood tour.
Oh, where you look like you're in those
In the
little
bus.
safari.
Yeah.
So, safari, celebrity safari.
Yeah.
And so I started off as a tour guide. So I was a tour guide and with the microphone, I would tell little jokes on my tour.
Yeah.
So I would write little jokes on my tour. And Harvey took the tour. He heard me tell a joke, and then after he heard me tell that joke, he was like, "I want you to come on the television show." The joke was, so we would stop by. My tour days were fun. It was a fun time.
Wow.
So we would go by the Hustler store. And
That's my spot.
Hustler Hollywood. We'd go by the Hustler store. And I remember I stopped the bus and I was like, I would stop the bus by the Hustler store and I'd be like, you guys have no idea how important Larry Flynt is. He's one of the most important civil rights leaders of all time. And they were like, the bus would be like, Larry Flynt? And I'd be like, yeah. He's like, you guys want to know how Larry Flynt is one of the most important civil rights leaders of all time? And they go, yeah. I go, Larry Flynt reportedly was shot because Hustler was doing interracial photo spreads. Black man, white woman. Somebody got mad about the racism, they shot Larry Flynt. I said, Larry Flynt is important because he took a bullet for my ability to sleep with white women.
That's hilarious. That's a good one.
And the
place is going crazy.
The bus used to lose it. And I remember Harvey was on this tour.
He was on the bus.
You just happened to be on it?
He would come and take your tour. He had quality control. That's a very thorough guy. And by the way, sisters, I was joking. Come on, man.
Make sure you threw that in there.
Sisters, it's a joke, sisters. It's a joke. And so Harvey came on a tour and Harvey just lost it. Like, he was like, yeah. And so the very first time I was ever on TMZ, I told that joke. He made me, where he worked it into the show.
Yeah.
And so then after that day, I was on it for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So I got to
It's
TMZ.
like a decade, right?
It was a long time.
Wow,
I got
that's
to TMZ, I'd say I started training on the tour April of 2011. By June of that year, I was on TV every day.
That's crazy. I remember
That changed your life.
Yeah, sure.
Was that the route that you were hoping to get, or that just kind of happened? The one joke just told, and put you on a different.
I looked for the job at TMZ because my unemployment ran out.
Unemployment ran out.
My unemployment ran out.
This is on the back end of the financial crisis of 2008, and so everybody, he's trying to go through the recovery period. And
I thought that
Wow.
you were let go when you checked Kanye.
That was after. So that's 10 years after. So the way that I got to TMZ was I did a commercial on accident, something that can only happen to you in LA.
Right.
Like they told me to go, somebody came to me outside the gym. I'm not gonna give you the whole long story. And they were like, hey, we're doing a survey in the Valley. You gotta use all these different products. So I go to the Valley, I'm using all the different products. It's like, use a razor last. So I'm using a razor. And when I'm using a razor, somebody jumps out and they go, "Are you ready for the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide Challenge?" It was one of those Gillette
The Gillette challenge.
And so after this, like, I leave wherever they were, and it's a room, it's a full studio, everybody's clapping, you did great, blah, blah, blah. So me, trying to be honest, I go back on my unemployment, and I put in my unemployment, on my unemployment thing, like they ask you, how much money did you make this week? And I had been so used to writing 0, I was happy. I was like, I made $2,000 this week. I'm the man, because the commercial. The unemployment came next week and it was $75 because they readjusted the unemployment amount based upon the income that I had made. So I'm like, I can't live off this. I need to go out right now and get a job. I even went to the lady in Pasadena. I went to the Pasadena office in unemployment trying to plead my case. Like, nah, guys, I don't have a job. I did a commercial. This crazy story. She goes, that's an amazing story. She was like, I can't do anything about this. It's in the computer. Thank you for coming. So when I got to entertainmentcareers.net, I've told this story before. The first job was TMZ tour guide. Wow. That's how it happened. Oh, wow. And so I started there just wanting to be on the tour. And then because I was on the tour, but I didn't have a car, 31-year-old loser, right? Because I was on the tour and I didn't have a car, they also put me on field camera. So they would stick me on Bedford or put me in the Grove, and I would have the camera. I was good on the camera, I was good on the tour, and then they put me on the show, and I was good on the show, and things took off.
That's crazy. Are those celebrities? I always wonder, do you guys really know the addresses of all these celebrities? Or you just be making up?
Which one?
See this people?
There goes Schwarzenegger.
Oh, we didn't do celebrity homes, but they know where you live, though.
Oh,
Yeah, they know where you live. We didn't do celebrity homes.
How do they, tell me this, because I've always wondered, this always like ticks me off. When celebrities be coming off the plane and in the airport, and like, how do they really be catching these celebrities?
Oh, they're not catching you when you're at the airport. They're not catching anything. I catch you on Bedford. I catch you at the Grove. Right. I catch you leaving a restaurant. When you're getting off the plane, they have a flight manifest and they know the names on it, and they're going through the names waiting for you.
Oh, that's why, because I've done TMZ a lot of times.
At the airport?
I got my guys, like 4 or 5 guys, and they know exactly. They're like, God, want to ask you?
Yeah,
Jake. Jake, I'll be like, what up, Jake?
Jake is the man.
I'll be walking and go, Godfrey, man, you know what just happened to the da-da-da-da? Man, we got, Jake. I go, Jake.
But how do you get the flight manifest? Anybody can get a flight manifest? Or is that just a TMZ?
And then he goes,
I'll tell you something.
Tell you the secret.
I'll tell you something. That is
No, I genuinely want to know, because I've always
I don't work there anymore.
I know. I find it disturbing.
I mean, but it's tradecraft.
It's witchcraft. What?
No, witchcraft.
It's witchcraft.
No, it's tradecraft.
Yeah.
It's like
tradecraft.
Yeah, it's like, it's somebody at some point who was a pioneering TMZ employee who figured out a way to get a list of people getting off planes.
Because it works.
I don't know that that's. I don't know if that information isn't public. I know that it's hard to come by and very expensive, but they know who's getting off the plane.
And so what about, does this happen in Hollywood where celebrities call and go, I'm going to be at this place and this place?
I used to do it for my celebrity friends.
Oh, word?
What do you mean?
So when I was working there, like just playing basketball around town and stuff, I knew a lot of people. And then I met more people after I was on TV, because being on TV in LA gets you into a lot of doors that it wouldn't otherwise. Like, don't matter how you on TV. And so I would meet people and stuff like that. I would be like, hey man, you need a shot? There was one celebrity, I'm not even gonna name him. He was a big music star. Still basically kind of is, big music star. But he kind of had been in his moment more in the 2000s than he was in his moment at the time that this happened.
I think I know what he's talking about.
And so he was a big movie star. I met him and we was at the Saddle Ranch one time. And I had come to the Saddle Ranch. He was there with a girl. I had come to the Saddle Ranch because I was working. There was a time in LA where you would see me walking all around LA. I didn't have a car. I was shooting on foot. So I'd leave Beverly Hills and I would walk up to the Saddle Ranch. I would like just be all around walking. I'd be walking, getting hella steps, like great shape, jumper crazy. So I go there, I meet him in the Saddle Ranch. We having lunch and stuff like that. I got my camera with me. And I say to him, I go, oh, okay, you about to go? I was like, you want a shot? He's like, what you mean? He was like, you want me to shoot you? You want to go on TMZ? You want to be on the show? And he was like, you could do that right now? I'm like, yeah, I got the camera right here. We could just go and, what you driving? He was in a Maybach. So I was like, go and get in the car, and that'll look cool. He was in a red Maybach. Go and get in the car, that'll look cool. Get in the car and come out there and I'll shoot you in the car.
Yeah.
So he comes out, I shoot him in the car. Well, you know, it's on the strip. It's about 3 o'clock, so it's people walking around. They see him in the car talking to TMZ, and people run to the car. Like all kinds of people run to the car.
Wow.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? They looking and they recognize him because he was on that record and all of that stuff like that. But, and I'm shooting him and we're doing the whole thing. There's people around. He looking around. It's cool. He drives away. About 10 minutes later, he calls me. Hey, bro, can we do that again tomorrow? I swear. Yeah. He goes, hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit made a feel good, dog. He's like, yo, I'm gonna be at Venice Beach, man. Come out to Venice Beach. I'll call you whenever, bro. I'll pay you to come to come shoot me and stuff like that. The shot made the show and stuff. So I would do it for my friends, but certainly there would be people that would know me that would be like, hey, like we're doing this, we're doing that, come get the shot. As long as it was nothing bad, and you didn't have no bad story going on, it's actually smart to do. It was then. Now things are a little different.
Right. It's different because it's not as, people aren't about that, right? With social media and
the
access.
LA celebrity culture is dead.
Yeah, LA culture is dead?
So LA celebrity culture is actually dead.
Why?
And there are a couple of things that killed it.
Okay.
All right. So one thing that killed LA celebrity culture to me is private clubs. Like the prevalence of private clubs, like the Soho House, and all these places are great places. Right. Like if you want to go hang out there, you know, I might want to be a member, so I'm not talking. Right. But that killed celebrity cultures because what used to have to happen was when you wanted to go get breakfast, you would go to like the Kings Road Cafe.
Yeah. Okay.
When you would want to go out to eat, you would have to go to Craig's.
Yeah.
Right.
When you would go to Madeo. Right. See, all of these restaurants were famous, like Mr. Chow.
Crustaceans.
Nobu, all of these places, you would go there.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was when San Francisco Bungalows came, when Soho House got popping, all of these different places, they can just go there, walk in, do everything they need to do. They can eat all their meals, they can hang out, they can have screenings, they can do all of that stuff, and they're not like on the street as much as they used to. So when I say LA celebrity culture, I mean, hey, I went to the Brentwood Country Mart and I saw Bill Murray. Hey, I went to the LA, when I first got here, was teeming with famous people. Like you could literally stand outside of Equinox on Sunset and see the most famous people at the top of the industry. Yeah. J-Lo, Benny Medina, The Rock, all of those people going to the Equinox. Well, now those people go to private gyms. Celebrities, because of the prevalence of TMZ, have had to privatize their existence in a very direct way to circumvent the effect of a TMZ on there. They've changed. And in the middle to late last decade, after several pretty high profile TMZ stories, they kind of like coalesced around making things, insulating themselves from that. It was no longer, it used to be actually part of it to go to the hottest restaurant and go to all of these places. Wow. It's just not that way anymore. Second is the rise of social media and the changing of celebrity itself. Yeah. So now it's hard to know who people are gonna give a fuck about, right? It's difficult, like you're not sure, right? The Kardashians, their most lasting contribution is creating more Kardashians. So the Kardashians.
I did not expect you to say that. I thought you were going to say something.
But there's always another knucklehead coming around the corner.
So now you have people that are on the street that they're not from that TV show that you know.
Right.
You might have not seen them. Right. They might only be famous to certain people.
Right.
Like, and then just the changing of the entertainment industry period, right? Streamers.
Yeah.
So because all of the top A-list stars are on the streamers, that actually detracts away from the working television actor of LA, which used to be a person that was all over the city. Yeah. Right. Like you would go to your restaurant and see that person from Brothers and Sisters or that sitcom that you like or that other thing that you like. So they're turning out less of those people. Now when you look on these shows are led by like Anya Taylor-Joy has a show out right now called Lucky. She's an actual movie star. Right. So those people are never going to be around that much. So everything is just a lot different. Like a lot of the institutions that were around there, the restaurants and the places and all that, those places closed.
Yeah, a lot of them, yeah.
So it's just different. So the culture.
Do you think it will ever return to that level? And will Hollywood ever bounce back? Because it
Do
does
you want it to bounce back?
I mean,
well, think about it. Think about like in the 2010s, like whatever. Think about how Hollywood was. Like even in the club scene. Another thing, the club scene is pretty much gone, right?
Yeah.
Like you have high-end, amazing clubs where everybody is beautiful. Shout out to Made Entertainment and all of my guys. But the other stuff, that's really not there anymore. But I think that's changed permanently. I think the nature of celebrity has changed so much.
Yeah, the lines are blurred.
The lines are blurred now, right? Like,
and then you talk about TV, like when we were growing up watching TV, you were like, oh, those are those people.
Right.
Wow, there's that. Now with reality shows, any knucklehead can be in the private section of a club. You're like, who's that?
Like, who's famous?
Oh, that's, what's his name from? I go, oh, I don't watch that.
And now, like, and this is not a diss at all, but like, Kai Cenat is more like he is
unbelievable.
enormously
like
enormously famous.
I Show Speed,
enormously famous, performing the halftime World Cup.
That
one of the biggest stars in the world.
I could not believe that.
He brought 9.2 million views.
Yeah.
While Argentinians are trying to mock him with their foolishness. But
his stream had more than the Fox broadcast.
9.2 million views.
And those people, part of their deal is being IRL.
Yeah.
So part of their deal is is being in the wild. So that kind of that disintegrates that feeling of seeing them. They have to be seen. Yeah. It used to be that if you went to Beverly Hills Nail Design, which is on Bedford, if you went there was a good chance that you would be in there getting a manicure and Kim Kardashian would walk in there.
Yeah.
Or like other huge, gigantic stars would walk up and down Bedford. It's just not that way anymore.
Dang.
That's it. It's amazing how everything
it is. I mean,
changes.
Yeah, you
like
think
video
about
killed the radio star, that kind of stuff, same thing.
Yeah, and then like you start thinking about like, will there ever be another star like a Michael Jackson?
It's
Hell no.
It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
Do you think the formula of like, because he used to be like, it was rare sightings of Michael Jackson. Right now, to be a celebrity, you have to almost be overexposed. Michael Jackson, like when he came and did things, it was an event, right? It was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be here.
Then he was talented. Hello,
of course.
He was he came from Motown. They were trained when they actually trained talent. You're talking about one of the greatest music machines ever. It was, Temptations, but the talent was there. There's a lot of mediocre people that are literally
you don't think that
stars.
will, obviously it's impossible to happen.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible in that way just because we can't agree on anything like that.
Yeah.
So like there was celebrity in and of itself is agreement. Like we agree that we love this person, or we agree that we hate him, right? And we just can't anymore, right? Mike was consequential. Everyone knew him.
Right.
Everyone knew him. You did not have knowledge of Michael Jackson.
Right.
You either knew him or you loved him, but you knew who he was since he was a baby all the way up to the point he kept, also to your point, he kept pushing his artistry forward. Michael Jackson took Michael Jackson seriously. He took the dance seriously, the music seriously. Yeah. He wasn't just dropping records.
Right.
It wasn't going to be no situation where Mike was going to drop every year 40 songs on the album. No. Mike was going to sound different when he came out. He was going to work with the cutting edge people. The songs were art. That has changed. But part of the reason why it changed is because now you can't take that type of break no more unless you Dot or maybe Drake.
Yeah.
Or maybe Cole or like Taylor Swift could do it. Right. But the moment that you leave people now, they replace you with something else.
Yeah.
And so Mike, I remember my dad, my father, Van Lathan Sr., cowboy, 350, like 357 Magnum on his hip. Like this is a man's man. This is a man. Coming home, taking his cowboy hat off and going, did I miss a Michael Jackson video? They say it's coming on after news. The news like let me go wash my hands real quick. And mama being like, Terry, you ain't got time to wash your hands. You about to be like, you're about to miss it. And that was for the way you make me feel. That wasn't even for one of the ones, and that's not a diss to the way you make me feel. Like that was
like this. I got to get home.
Yeah, like
Michael Jackson.
That was for the way you
make me feels coming on.
That wasn't for Thriller or Bad or whatever. They were premiering the way you make me feel after the news.
That is funny.
And dad, come on.
I can tell this is a real core memory for you.
Yeah,
this is
like I get up there, and we doing the whole thing. Everybody is dancing. Everybody it's like everybody doing. Remember CB4 when everybody was doing the wacky D? Everybody is dancing and stuff like that. And then it's over, and we all like, God damn.
You're right.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. And you can't rewind it. Then you couldn't rewind it. You had to live in it. You just lived in it.
I was just talking to somebody about this. Another thing that made this stuff interesting is that, like, if I came home and I missed that new episode of He-Man, I might never see it again.
Right.
I don't know when they're going to replay that.
Yep.
Sometimes you rush home to see the new episode of He-Man, and it's a rerun, and you're like, God damn it, I seen this. But now everything is on demand. You can have it whenever you want it, and that doesn't matter how.
Is that good? Is that good?
You just appreciate it less. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
You just appreciate it less.
You know, something else that happens is, because when you said you appreciate it less, is like, you almost are so inundated with where you are. We are all inundated with so much information. I can't remember stuff. I was
going to say something about memory with the
my memory is
this is the stuff that's happening because brains are not really working, like figuring things out. That they were saying, like, it's important to write things down from now on, like tactile, pen to paper is better for your brain because everything is just taking notes and not writing.
Do you remember the time in your life?
Yeah, I bet you.
Where you remembered like 20 or 35 phone numbers.
Hell yeah.
Like you knew your mama's number, your grandmama's number, all your boys' numbers. Like the girls you like.
Oh yeah.
Like just other people. You remember, I remembered the phone number to the Ketchum Fitness Center, where we would go hoop and play basketball, because I had to call them. Right. I had to call from there. I had to call the place. Just a brain full of numbers.
Right.
I remember. I have 3 phone numbers memorized now. 3. You just don't need to anymore. It just changes the way you orient it.
But and I do have this weird belief, and you can call it conspiracy theory. But then, because of convenience, right? The phones make it convenient, all this convenience is that the control will then start to happen where we become so dependent on AI.
That's what they want.
Like they can just cut it off at any point.
That's what they want.
And we won't, and especially the next generation won't even have the ability, but like I'll pick up my phone and literally my wife will be like, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z? Got it. I will literally pick up my phone, notification. Okay, I'll ignore the notification. I pop up, Instagram, oh shoot. Oh shoot, one more time. Okay, cool. Oh, hey, let me hit you back. What was I doing? Shoot, what was I doing? Yeah. You never listen to me. You don't know that.
It's rewiring. It's rewiring us to a different...
It is scary to me. And I'm like, dang, like this is... I genuinely will look and start to go do something, and things are just pinging all over the place.
The nerds want that.
So you care less.
You know something else?
Yeah.
And this is the thing that really scares me. So let's say you have everything on the cloud. Let's say you have everything on the cloud.
Yep.
You have all your family pictures.
Yep.
You have all your financial information.
Yep.
You have just a bunch of different stuff that is core to you. You don't have a picture book no more. You go to Baton Rouge right now, you go to Geraldine Ellis's house, my beautiful grandmother, and it's a picture book of my entire life.
Yeah.
My whole family's like, it's right there. Right? God forbid anything happens to the house, you might lose it. But for the most part, if something happens to that house, she running out there with that book in her hand.
Right.
It's our family history. That's on the cloud. How much would you be willing to pay for that?
Everything.
Exactly.
Right.
So if all of that's on there, right? And they come to you and go, we're shutting this service down. Well, you need $1,000 if you want all your stuff back. You're gonna pay it. If they tell you right now, it's going up $50, you're gonna pay it.
Yep.
If they glitch out and it goes away, you're screwed. Like, interacting with your physical, being in the digital world is fine. It's cool. It's amazing, right? Interacting with a physical world, having a possession, being able to put your hands on something,
important.
being able to interact with something, being able to pass something down.
Right.
You guys, think about the heirlooms in your family that are meaningful. My father died. I take his hat, I take his knife, I take his lariat, right, his rope. And it's all in my thing now. That's meaningful.
Right.
Those are remembrances of him. If everything that you have to be a person is digital, then somebody has a control over a large portion of your personhood.
Yeah.
It's not the way things are supposed to be.
No, right.
Going back to Hollywood, I wanted to ask you, do you think there's a double standard, when it comes to, the African Americans who get upset when Black British or Black Brits play certain roles, especially key figure roles, but then they don't get upset when African Americans play African roles? You think about, Denzel Washington playing Stephen Biko.
Yeah.
You can go down to Lauren Fishburne playing Nelson Mandela. Those things have never been a problem. But when a Black British person plays a significant role, it's just like, oh, you're taking away from us. Is that a double standard? And what are your thoughts on that?
So what I would say is that this conversation that we're having about this is pretty new. So I don't even know if at the time that Denzel was in Cry Freedom or any of those other things that we were even talking about this. The first time I actually ever remember actually hearing this was when Samuel L. Jackson brought it up. And he was, I think, talking about Get Out or whatever.
He was on, I think, the Breakfast Club when he said that.
Like this conversation is a newer conversation. So a lot of the stuff in the past, I mean, don't get me wrong, it still happens. But a lot of the stuff in the past, I think there wasn't as much thought about that. Then.
There seemed like there was more of an acceptance. It's like, hey, here's the opportunity. Here's the, because we're talking about art, right, as well. And it's like, hey, this is an artist that can handle this role and this person can deliver. But again, going back to the lack of unity is that we have to start cutting each other up.
But I think that it was the regime pitting us against each other because they.
But we get sucked into it.
If I'm being honest about it, this is what I'll say. I will say that there is. I'm not trying to word this carefully. I'm trying to be thoughtful about it. There's two separate conversations happening at the same time. One is a conversation about the authenticity of the depiction of Black American giants, right? The second one is a conversation about the quality of Black American performers. So if Aaron Pierre is Malcolm X, and David is MLK, and Cynthia is Harriet Tubman, and all of this, is Hollywood saying something to the Black American performer, particularly the young Black American performer? Are they saying that we are not talented enough to portray our greats? And I think a lot of people from inside the town are asking that question, right? And that's a fair thing to discuss, even from a self-scout. Even from a self-scout, even to say, okay, is there daylight between these two groups of performers? Another thing is, there is something, what I would say is that if you are an African great, if you are Nelson, because Morgan Freeman also played.
Morgan Freeman, Invictus or something, right?
Nelson Mandela. I think that a South African actor should play that role.
That's what I think.
I think if you're talking about, I think a Jamaican actor should play Bob Marley, because I know damn well that there are tremendous numbers of people from those places that could play those roles. I also know the business, and the business is sometimes like, what's gonna get this made
and get the money back,
and what's gonna get the money back.
Yeah, I get
so
that.
I think as long as these conversations are had with a lot of things in mind, it's not wrong to have them. It's not wrong to ask, well, why aren't Black American actors being given those roles? As long as you deal with the reality.
But not tearing down the people who do get them, because that's what starts, that's some of the conversation.
I just really think that Black Americans, there's this real supreme hate of Black Americans. And I think that because there are plenty of Black Americans in acting school, I've been in acting school. There's plenty of Black Americans that do a lot of great work. And like I said, I like my British Black actors, I like my Caribbean Black actors, but I really think that there's this thing about Black Americans getting the butt of everybody's hate where they go, I would rather, because to me,
I couldn't agree more. And I think that shows up in the arts very directly.
No doubt. And I think too, and I say this on stage, I go, it just sounds better when you're a Black man and going, hello, I thought that maybe, to me, I think it's just pleasing to them.
Yeah.
When they hear, instead of hearing, so what I got to do with this, So they hear that strong Black voice, oh damn, that makes me uncomfortable. It's like, when I was playing the part of the slave, is there something, I think they enjoy that, because it feels whiter,
it feels
to white.
You're absolutely right. The proximity is different. It feels
feels
more elevated. It feels like you've gone to an actor when you get somebody that is from England, and as opposed to somebody who's from Tuscaloosa. So all of those things are things that, in my opinion, are definitely in there. But we only really, it's about the craft of having that conversation in a way that's not divisive
at all.
That's what you gotta do. But it's fair to ask.
Fair to ask.
It's fair to ask. It's fair to, it's
but
more
not
than
fair to attack.
But I don't think we should attack the actors, but I think that
not at all.
But there's
it's the people that are running. I'm thinking it from their perspective, going, I just like the way you sound.
And also, I will say this about the actors, like anybody that's playing a role like that, or anybody that's in that situation, go kill the role, do your best.
Hell yeah.
But like, understand that the question about representation doesn't stop at skin color. Representation is something that it's a very human feeling. So representation isn't just skin color. It doesn't mean that just anybody Black can play somebody Black.
Right.
Because not all of our experiences are the same.
Right.
So like what I'm saying is, be there for the conversation. Hey, I'm a British guy. They got me playing Famous Amos. So like, the life story of Famous Amos. Like, just know that some people might be like, hey man, Famous Amos was from LA, and shouldn't you get somebody from down in, like, you know what I'm saying?
You got dams and interests.
You got hey man. And I think sometimes it's an attack by people, but that's just something we gonna ask, man. Do you think sometimes it's unfair?
I think the attack on the actors is unfair, because when you look at art, like, to me, and maybe because I come from a competitive background where it's just like, hey, the best person wins. Now, granted, I do understand, like, and that is part of it. Like, I'm sure, this person got drafted over me because maybe this person, that person knew the coach of this or whatever.
Well, but at least with sports, you put up the numbers. You go,
not always.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, because there's a lot of Black quarterbacks that will tell you, differently. You know what I mean?
So, that's a perfect.
Black quarterbacks.
But that's perfectly analogous. Right. So I want you to think about that. That's perfectly analogous. So for a long time, if you were a big, strong Black guy like Josh Allen, they moved you to H-back.
No, not Josh Allen. You talking?
No. I'm saying if you play like Josh Allen.
Oh, gotcha.
Let me say Josh Allen.
Tebow. Right.
Like his wife might be. But if you play like Josh Allen, they took you, they made you into an H-back.
Yeah.
They sometimes they put you on defense, like whatever. Black athletes had to break the mold in order to be considered for those roles. They had to prove that they could do it. Warren Moon
had to go to the CFL just to come back and prove it.
Had to prove that they could do it. That wasn't real. That was in the heads of the decision makers. They thought that those guys couldn't perform in that way. Now you look up every other year, really every year, you got a Black QB in the Super Bowl. You just going crazy. They thought that. Finally. So, I mean,
look at Doug Williams, who broke records in the Super Bowl and they barely talk about it. Broke all the records in the Super Bowl in one game. And I went to Illinois, walked on the team, went to Illinois. I was talking to my boy yesterday, Marlon. He was our safety, free safety, from Carson. He went to Carson High School.
Okay, Carson,
That was the first time I heard cuz, even though he's like, he's like, man, fuck that cuz. I'd be like, why you keep calling us cuz? Anyway, but he talented. Free safety. One day we're spring training. I'm a wide receiver. He's like, run a post, a long post. I said, all right, boom, I run, boom. Man, he threw the ball. I said,
Put one on you.
I go,
Yeah.
Marlon, you threw that effortlessly. How come you're not like quarterback? He goes, they don't want quarterback in here, cuz.
Yeah.
I was like, what? He goes, they turn us all into defensive guys. He pointed out a couple black dudes. And our guys, and we had Jeff George at the time. And I go, Jeff George was on the team. Yeah, I know Jeff George. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jeff George.
played
I
with
mean,
him on
that man had an
Technical.
arm, man, his
Wow,
arm
yeah,
was insanity.
Yeah.
His side,
2 cent brain, but
yeah, but his
$2 million
arm was
arm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Even Frank Gifford complimented him on his arm.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, you got like 3 quarterbacks that were quarterbacks in high school that were, and Illinois did not want a black quarterback because they didn't want that. The quarterback was that was the smart position.
Yeah.
They couldn't see a black man being a quarterback. You know, that's the same thing as with these actors. I think that's that same mentality of this, like, oh, the British, that seems like they can do that a little better. They seem more intelligent, which is bull.
yeah.
Which is they're equally intelligent. You know what I'm saying?
Have the conversation
Yeah.
with respect and love and
Yeah, no doubt.
understand
No doubt.
that at this point, like we talked about earlier, Black Americans, in my opinion, I'm not speaking for all the Black Americans on this podcast, but I'll just speak for myself. What I want is reverence, respect for my culture, for the culture of being a Black American man. Right. I want the pageantry of that, the history of that, the sacrifice of that to be as meaningful as anybody else's. The colors that we paint, the things that we do, all of that.
Has to be.
Man, I come from jazz. I come from the Harlem Renaissance.
Blues,
I come from twerking.
Yeah.
We come from twerking.
No
It
doubt.
started over there.
Yeah, sure
Right?
did.
So I like all of these things are familiar.
No doubt.
These are cousins. I come from gumbo. Gumbo comes from Haiti and from Africa.
That's
I
right.
come from
That's right.
but I come from
That's right.
people who were able to take
Yeah.
their circumstance and make it into something that's dominant in
The
worldwide
respect has to be there. I want to take respect first because I see like a lot of Asia, like, you know, I'm always online. So I see the Asian people rapping and da, 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 da. I go, that's fine and all. Cause I do this thing where when I see these culture vulture videos, I put this emoji up.
Yeah.
And everyone laughs. Now it's a running joke. They go, oh, wait till Godfrey hears, and I put my emoji up like, and there's some Asian go, I'm like this. All right, but the respect doesn't equal the fun you're having. I'm like, Black people aren't in a fucking amusement park.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not an amusement park. You get on the ride when you want to, but then when some real goes down, everyone's quiet. When people are being hung, killed, raped, when Black people no one's saying shit, but play that beat again. I'm like, I'm sick of that. That's where it comes, but they go, why can't people share culture? I didn't say anybody can share culture. Quit deflecting. It's okay to do that, but you gotta have the respect. You can't say, let's get rid of these Mexicans, ICE, and then be a Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Stop. So enough of that. Stop riding people's culture like it's a goddamn amusement park.
But just to let you know, if you from Baton Rouge and you come from Baton Rouge and then you become the biggest reggae artist in the world, I'm gonna be like, you tripping. I'm gonna be like, if you from Baton Rouge and you become the biggest Afrobeat in the world, and Burna Boy and Wizkid can get Burna Boy, one of my favorite artists in the world.
That's love.
I
That's love.
love
Yeah.
Burna Boy.
Right.
Yeah.
When I say love,
Yeah.
like that, when I was down in the pandemic,
Yeah.
all I was listening to over and over and
Yeah.
over again
Burna Boy.
was Burna Boy.
Yeah.
Like having like visions
Play.
of being like, I
Play.
love it. That music does something to me.
Right on.
That's
Yeah.
an expression. Don't get me wrong. That music has a lot in common with hip hop and all of that stuff like that.
doubt.
There's an influence,
Of course.
but the way that he is singing and all of that stuff like that, I don't want to hear somebody do Lady Smith Black Mambazo from where I'm from. I want to hear them sing it.
Right.
I just swallowed a bug.
Uh-oh.
But
Sorry
about that.
yeah, I
Man,
did.
we
I
got
did.
a lot of those.
I did.
It's
we
an
in
African
we in
podcast.
Africa. We in Africa.
It's African.
But
Flies.
what I'm saying is like that to me is I like being able to do that and experience differences within the diaspora, and I think it's important that that's not.
I want to talk about your pops.
Sure.
The great story you were telling about your pops. Your father passed away. What was your relationship with your father, and Yeah, because that was not that long ago, right?
2021.
2021.
Yeah. So my dad was a measuring stick. My dad was so like, I remember little things.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and the homies, my father was a horseman, outdoorsman, man's man, all the men in my family are. We in the living room and it's a bee in the living room. And we like, oh, we blah, 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 going crazy. Like, look, he coming for you, man, blah, 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 blah. It's a big bee in the living room. My daddy come in, he goes, oh. And everybody in the room was like, what model of is this? This is that new one. Like he would come home and you'd be outside talking to one of your homeboys' dad. This happened. My dad would come home and he'd have a deer slung across his back.
Damn.
And he'd be like, son, let's go. And I'd be like, bye y'all. And then we go back there and we field dress the deer.
Wow.
Right? So.
What is that? What's that process? I don't know. I'm from LA, so.
The venison.
No, you said field what?
Field dress them.
Field dress, what's that?
Well, it's not really a field dressing because a field
skin
dressing is like what you do in the field. But there's a T, you hang it up on it there, you cut into the deer's his hoof or whatever. One side up here, one side up there, let gravity do its thing, cut him down the middle of his belly, gut him, get everything out. But then you cut around his his legs, and then you skin him while he's still warm. You get the deer meat.
You country.
Yeah.
That's
You
eat coon? Because it was like, who's eating raccoon?
You eat raccoon?
It's called coon, I'm telling
Coon
you.
meat, yeah.
Coon meat.
It's not my favorite, but I've eaten it.
But it's
a lot.
What else do you eat?
Oh man, squirrel, rabbit,
Possum.
deer, coon. Never liked a possum.
Okay.
But you had a possum.
Yeah, I had a possum.
I never liked, what?
I had a possum
That's what
before.
they eat, man.
My people in Bachelor, Louisiana, they eat wildcat.
Damn.
Like a cat just running around?
Like a wildcat, like a bobcat.
A wildcat.
Like
not
just-
a crazy cat.
Yeah.
I mean, in LA, that's what we had. We had wild cats.
No,
It's a
like
cat,
actual
like an
wildcat,
animal.
like bobcat.
Bobcat.
okay.
Like
Just
they
any kind of
they'll eat
cat.
the bobcat. So yeah, my favorite type of meat, pause. My favorite is I don't want these. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
They're like, yo, what's up with Van Lathan?
What's up with Van Lathan? Somebody his favorite meat. What's going on?
Yo.
Is deer meat and rabbit. Nothing tastes better than a rabbit to me.
I've had rabbit.
I've had rabbit. That was pretty
had
good.
rabbit. Yeah, I've had
Like deer and rabbit.
Deer is like a little tough venison, right? Is it
Depends.
venison?
Like you take the backstrap of the deer, so along the spine of the deer is a really tender part of the deer. It's called the backstrap of the deer.
Backstrap.
Take it into
You are
medallions.
real. I'm sorry. I can't even hear you anymore because I'm just going like, wait, Van Lathan is country?
And by the way, and the country boys, you don't want to get them pissed. They got some for you.
No, I got to have you come to my house because I got like squirrels going in my backyard and I'll be running to close my
Van
my
Lathan
back
come with his
door.
gun and
I'm
his
like,
zebra.
yeah,
What's up, man? You got a squirrel problem? Well, Van Lathan's here.
So my dad comes, so I was always in awe of him, right?
That's dope.
And we had a contentious relationship because I am not good with authority. He wasn't good with authority. He made me not good with authority and then got mad when I wasn't good with his authority. The dad told me, never forget this, 1986, I will never forget this. Daddy goes, one of my friends, his dad worked at the plant. My dad goes, I can never work at the plant. And he was like, why? He's like, you work at the plant, you come in the plant, something go wrong, man yell at you, tell you to work faster, blah, blah, blah. He's like, your daddy can't do that. My dad was self-employed his entire life because he just was allergic. Whatever happened in his childhood, he was allergic to that. So after a while, I got to a point to where I didn't want to be told nothing. I got to a point to where I didn't want to be told nothing by you. So you would tell me something and I would be like, wait, you sound like the man at the plant. So me and my father, like when I got to the point, especially when I got taller than him, when I got taller than him, he'd come in and he'd talk to me, make me sit on the ground. I remember one day I was like, not sitting down.
Oh.
And so then me and him, but even after that was over, right? Even after that was over, just my entire life was about making him like proud. Or not even making him proud, because he was always proud. He was very proud. He's proud about everything that you did. Like you gain 15 pounds and dad would be like, oh, look at my boy, that's a big mother. But just, I wanted him to look at me the way I looked at him. And it was impossible.
Right.
And once he died, it was over.
Wow.
And the thing that I learned about death is that it freezes things in
Sure
time.
does.
So whatever is unsaid, you can never say it.
It's a wrap.
The last time you said, you can't get that time, you can't get that next time back. If you didn't say anything, it's unsaid in eternity.
Yeah.
If you didn't go somewhere or do somewhere, you're gonna take a trip, you didn't get a chance to go, you're never taking that trip.
Yeah.
It's over. So don't leave very much unsaid.
Yeah.
Don't try not to not take any trips.
How's that changed with your relationship with your mother and other people, like people who are close to you? How's that changed? Because it's a powerful thing that you say, because you're absolutely right, you know?
It's made me more tolerant.
Tolerant.
What I used to do to avoid getting on people's bad side was just keep them at an arm's length. Like, I don't have to argue with you if I don't talk to you.
Right.
So I could love you. I'm very far away. I'm in Los Angeles. A lot of stuff that people go through and would go through at home didn't really seem important to me. Like with some of the stuff that I was doing.
Yeah.
Because I was insulated. Not that I was ever far away or that nobody could like depend on me or call me or count on me, but some of the smaller things that people would go through, I'd be like, yo, I'm trying to get a movie made. And I'm listening to somebody talk, and it's bull.
Yeah.
It's bull.
How did Pops pass away?
So my dad had congestive heart failure. And he lived with it for a very long time. And then there's another way. One day, just go, he's gone. His watch had ended. And so I hadn't been home in about 2 years. So I hadn't seen him in about 2 years.
Right.
And so I just woke up and my father was dead. And then I couldn't look at him. So I couldn't look at him after he had passed away. Like, we're at the funeral home and the guy's like, do you want to like look in and see him? I'm like, I can't do it.
Man.
And so the last time I saw him was the last time I saw him.
Oh.
Never saw him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't want it because that's when that happened to me. I was having a lot of times it happens during funerals. There's fights amongst the family,
Of course.
and I was arguing with my sister, just a bunch. So I came in, flew in. I had a gig that was down the street from where my father lay to rest, at my sister's university, which is insane. Did the show. I was already in. We were just arguing about stuff. So I said, I'm gonna go see him by myself. I was doing all that, right? And because it was a lot of stuff my father wanted to happen and it didn't happen. They didn't do this and a lot of it. So I meet the guy. After my show, I get off stage. All right, good night. I gotta go to this funeral home. Funeral home that we grew up around all your life. And now, so 12 midnight, I'm in the alleyway, big old Irish guy. It's like, hey, you're Godfrey, right? I say, yeah. You know, I just go in there. And you know, funeral homes, you don't see it right away. You gotta walk through it. And then I see my dad like, in his traditional Nigerian clothing. And I'm like, damn, like, it's like stunning. You don't feel anything. You know, people say, well, you see that, that's not the truth. It's more shock.
Everybody's
this is
different,
weird. Because my mother passed first.
Yeah.
And in the Nigerian community, when when someone dies, if you're first son, you can't cry. That's what they were telling me when my mother. And think about Nigerian funerals, it's like you got to have celebrations.
Yeah.
You want to get it over with, but you got to do another day of
another celebration. Yeah.
Like I thought when in New Orleans, do they do?
Yeah.
They do the
The second line in New Orleans, not as much as Baton Rouge, but they do a second line.
processions and stuff like.
It's the same. It's the same.
Is that African?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So it was just, to see that, like my dad, that's my superhero right there.
Yes.
Godfrey Jr., like senior, like, and I had talked to my father a few days before that happened because my mother was gone. I think my dad died of a broken heart.
Oh.
Because my father was a pretty healthy dude, man.
Yeah.
Barely got sick. And then when my mother died, it was leukemia. And so to see my father see his woman going, let's just be honest, that's his woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's our mother, but that's his lady.
Yeah.
And them being together 40-something years, and he's gone. So whenever I would visit my dad, just to see this emptiness, because my mother wasn't there.
Happens all the time.
You know, my mother did everything for them. Just them, not arguing, but just talking. And then just to see when I would have to leave to go back to New York, he'd go, "Oh, you're leaving? Okay." Man, that's killing me. Dude.
Yeah,
it was rough.
It's so hard. I mean, it's one of those hard things to grasp when you have, like same thing. We've talked about it before. Losing my mom's, and it's hard, and everybody grieves differently. I wonder, even in that grieving, and as your career took off and whatever, I know you had gotten up to like 370, right? I
was 370 before. After my dad died, I got up to about 340.
340.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever, knowing that he had congestive heart failure, was that a part of playing into you wanting to go through your weight loss journey?
Well, before, when I first got out to LA, I lost weight because they wasn't checking for fat out here. Let's be honest. I don't mean that. It was like
this LA.
Like you just you can move around in Baton Rouge as a plus size brother, get your King of Queens on, still have somebody. But in Los Angeles, I came out there, and plus everybody was hooping out here. Yeah. And I just lost a bunch of weight, and then played so much basketball, and I was in great shape all throughout my 30s. When my dad died, I just didn't. I was just I couldn't even sleep. Yeah. Wow. And so I picked up weight. I was given something so I could sleep, and one of the side effects was putting weight on. And I gained and gained and gained and gained and gained. And I started losing weight when my father started visiting me in my dreams.
Man.
This is when it really started to work. And let me tell you something. I'm just gonna be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get emotional. If y'all don't believe in God, y'all better be sure.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I believe.
If you out there and you think that this is it, you better be sure. Cause my dad showed up as a bouncer at a club that I was trying to go into in my dreams. Mm-hmm. My dad showed up as his twin brother. I was on a trail ride by myself, missing my father, and a dude walked up and it rode up and it was my dad. I'm like, "You're alive." And he goes, No, it's not me. I'm from Canada. I'm your dad's brother. You never met me before, but I'm gonna take you down this trail. And I was like, okay. My dad showed up as a race car driver. My dad showed up as I was on the 101 and a race car driver passed me in a Ferrari and turned around, and it was my dad. He went, Poof, and then he kept going. My dad showed up one time. I was in a dream, and I was walking through a bad neighborhood, and I had this intense fear. I never have fear in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
Never, ever. I'm not scared of black people.
Yeah.
You look around, but I never have fear in a bad neighborhood. I'm in a truly bad neighborhood. And the person, I remember these dreams. The person that I asked directions for said, "There's no way out of this, but there is a restaurant over there that serves great catfish." And so I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna be scared, I might as well go get the great catfish. I go in there to get the catfish, and he's sitting down there eating. And he goes, "I saved this for you."
Oh, man.
And I'm like, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. And these are all
these are
over time.
These are over time. Wow. I remember all of these dreams. I got up and I jotted them down. I'm like, what's going on? They've stopped now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I think it was care.
What do you mean?
You gonna be all right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
I'm always here.
Y'all say whatever y'all want.
No,
I think he was.
I had dreams where I thought they were in the dream. I was like, why is my father in the dream? Yeah. My mother's talking to me. Yeah.
I think it was care. I think he was checking in. I think he was like, and after a while, they just kind of got a little different. Yeah. Almost, it felt like at one point that he got a little frustrated with me, that maybe he had to keep showing up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, this took a while. Yeah. And and still even to this day, it's just this profound, dull feeling of your f***ing dad died. Everybody goes through this.
No doubt.
But it's just like this profound, this feeling of your father died. Yeah. It's not 1993. It's just, it's odd.
I was listening to some 80s songs and was just And my friends laughing at me, said, "Joe, why are you dancing these songs?" I go, "My parents were alive around this time.
Yeah.
My parents were like walking around and telling us to get in the house. That's why these songs hit me so hard. Even Michael Jackson, I go, my parents were around when we were watching Soul Train. They were around. My father would come from work, my mother take that, and it's so funny because when I think about the death thing, I remember when my mother was gone, because I was filming the 7-Up commercials at the time.
I remember those joints.
While I was doing it in LA. Because my cousin called me crying. And because my father had a deep voice. Godfrey, that's how Godfrey, come, like that. I remember when my mother it was a rap, because my father's voice was weak. And he's very like, "Oh no, your mother's getting better, but this time he says, "I think she's not going to come." His voice cracked. I was like, damn. And I was in the hotel getting ready to go, and he just says, "She's gone." And I had to go to the set. I didn't say nothing, you know what I mean? During the shooting of these commercials. And I remember when I would perform, I would pretend like they were still alive. Like when both my parents, I would just talk about them presently. Then this lady caught me in San Francisco. This white woman came to me. She goes, "Your parents have passed, right?" I said, "How the hell you know that?" She goes, "You're talking about him in the past." So I had come to a resolution. I was okay with them being gone. Because I was talking to them in present, but I didn't she goes, I was feeling your parents died, because the way you were talking about, I would have loved to meet them. It was crazy. Y'all, denial was crazy.
That's so crazy. But it speaks to the power of parents. What do you think? Well, what did your father think of the success that you had?
Oh man, look.
Like, what did your father say?
So he loved it. So when Two Distant Strangers won the Oscar, Dad loved like me being on TV and all of that stuff like that. But he didn't understand it. Like what Dad understood was like what you do or what you do.
Wow.
That's what Dad understood. Dad understood Richard Pryor, Walter Payton.
Right.
He wouldn't even call him Walter Payton. He called him Walter Payton of Jackson State. Right? Like, boy, I tell you what, son, you didn't see that. Well, Walter Payton of Jackson State. There's nothing you can do with that mother.
Walter Payton of Jackson
You couldn't do nothing with Walter Payton of Jackson State at Jackson State, and you couldn't do nothing with Walter Payton of Jackson State when he was playing for the Bears. It's a bad mother. So this part of it, he didn't really understand. He understood comedy and like sports stuff. So when Two Distant Strangers won the Academy Award, my father calls me and he goes, you won an award? And I was like, yeah. Like we won an award, we made a movie, the movie won an Academy Award. He's like, what kind of award is it? Like why people keep calling me? And I'm like, well, Dad, every year all the white people in the town get together and they pat each other on the back. They get all dressed up and they give awards for the very best movies that were made that year. And he goes, oh, I know what you're talking about. He goes, yeah. He goes, but why are people calling me if you won an award? He said, I didn't win an award. And I'm like, it's a big deal. Because I was on with the mayor of Baton Rouge and all of that stuff like that.
Right.
And I took maybe like 2 minutes of maybe trying to have my feelings hurt. And then I just went, how you doing? And I'm like, what are we about to talk about? And he goes, tell you what we can talk about right now. I got this brand new horse and I think I done broke him. He said, Daddy can still break a horse. I'm not too old to break a horse. I'm not too old to ride. I'm not too old to shoot. I can still shoot. I can still ride. I can still do all of these things. And we have a long, great conversation. And it's the last long, great conversation we ever had. We won the Oscar in 21. In July, he was dead.
Oh, wow.
So
did he but he understood the significance, right?
No.
He didn't understand it.
No.
Was he proud of you?
He was proud of me for being 6'4". He was proud of me for scoring 30. He was proud of me for being able to read for my family when I was 5 years old.
It's good. There's some good to be proud.
No, he was proud of me for me.
Right. But not because you were on television or because
that's cool.
Your accomplishment.
None of that mattered to him at all. Not to me.
Great.
Matters a little bit more to Mom. Mom is very, very, very with it.
Yeah.
Mom is my mother is a cinephile and a music expert
like my
and
mom.
a writer and an academic and a beautiful mystic woman. She's a hoodoo practitioner.
Oh wow!
Like she is a woman of the world.
Hoodoo. You know the
practitioner.
hoodoo like in Louisiana? Chasing down the hoodoo there.
Yeah, my mom
Down
root work,
in
energy
the
work.
bayou, man.
Energy work?
Energy work, like root work. Like my dad used
Put
to
root on your ass.
Yeah, my dad used to be scared. My dad used to be like, one time they got into one time, I'm gonna get to crying pretty soon. I'm just letting
They're
y'all
gonna
know.
put a root on your
Yeah,
I'm from Los Angeles. I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
but that's a southern thing. But you have to understand. So, a lot of Louisiana people come from LA.
Yeah.
Houston, LA. But they put a root on you. Better be careful. Gonna put a root on your ass.
One time they had gotten to it, and it was bad. They had gotten to it bad, and my dad was getting ready to leave the house, and there was some like cracked eggshells and stuff in the doorway. And I come out there, and I see him standing there. He gonna leave, and my dad he goes, "Hey, son." Like, come here and walk through the door. I was like, what? He goes, walk out the house. He was like, walk with me. Whatever she done done, it's not gonna work on you. It's like, whatever she done done, it's not gonna work on you. And I'm like, yo, what you talking about? He goes, your mama and your grandmama is some hoodoo witches. And she mad. And I don't know if she would just be with him or whatever. But she over there standing looking at him like, she's like, walk out the door, Terry. Just go ahead and leave.
That's scary.
Yeah. So, but she would with him though, right? She would be. It don't work that way.
So hoodoo is like a voodoo type of thing?
It's like energy work. It's like, I'm not gonna act like I'm an expert in it, but
but when they say he gonna put a root on your ass, that's Richard Pryor with his butthole Miss Rudolph.
But it is interesting to hear because, hoodoo sounds like voodoo and the story sounds very, very similar to how some people portray, with energy and all that stuff. I think this is probably a perfect time like that, because there's an intersection. I want to talk to you more about that. Between the Southern culture, the African culture. I don't know if you knew this, but we got a chef in the house. We've got Chef Timmy. Chef Timmy, come on out. Chef Timmy, well, we know about your Nigerian roots, and we wanted to make sure that you had a chance to experience.
How you doing, Chef?
Wonderful.
Very
nice. Nigerian food here. So,
Okay.
What we got, Chef Timmy?
Yeah, I wanted to create a dish that incorporates the versatility of our West African ingredients.
Okay.
So today you're having the soft plantain goat tacos with a side of seasonal berries.
Ooh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Let's get to it.
And Godfrey, you're on a low sodium diet, so I opted to use fish for yours.
My man, it's already tastes dynamite. Jesus.
So what's the protein in it?
It's goat.
Don't be acting like you eat raccoon and squirrels.
We love to eat the goat.
Raccoon and squirrels.
We love to eat the goat.
It's wildcat. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Are these the I'm gonna call them the African tortillas with the plantains in them?
Yes, it's plantains, ripe plantains I used to make the shells and stuff, so the soft shells.
So you got plantain tortillas with goat meat.
Yes, sir.
I have fish in mine. It is banging.
Absolutely amazing.
We're trying to keep you around for a long time.
Man,
You're here in LA, so man, if you ever
damn. Ain't you glad you came? Lord have mercy.
Yeah, whenever you want more of that goodness, we're located downtown, LA.
Okay.
We're on all of your ordering channels. It's Mayowa Kitchen LA.
Wow.
DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub.
Absolutely, brother. That's
Yes,
good.
sir.
What do you season it with? What spice it with?
So there's some cilantro, some sauteed bell peppers and onions, and just seasonings and stuff.
Yo.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you what.
I'll let you fellas enjoy.
Man, Chef Timmy, man, I appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
Whoa.
Man, he brought
Low
the good
sodium, yo.
He brought the good
It's
stuff
still
for you.
banging.
Yes, sir.
He brought the good stuff for you.
Man. Damn. And podcast.
I want to get back into some of the Hollywood conversation. Okay. I know you've had a lot to say about the whole Jay-Z thing. Jay-Z's back. He can do the voice. I can't do it. What was your take? Like, when he went viral for, kind of getting at Kaepernick. I know
on stage.
On stage, right? Yeah. What was your take on that? And it was like, what do you think Jay-Z's intent was?
So, I try not to judge intent because I don't know Jay-Z.
Okay.
What I will say, though, is a couple of things I thought about that right there. Number one, and let me be as diplomatic as possible, because what I don't want to do is continue to further a narrative that in some kind of way it's productive to like pick enemies and do all that stuff.
Yep.
Look, if you feel attacked, a lot of times you're going to attack back.
Yeah.
Right? I think, though, that it's still important to be honest in what you say when you attack, and also considerate of who you might hurt when you're doing it. So, look, this is somebody, the fact, honestly, and that he cares about what people are saying, to me, is indicative of the fact that he gives a about what his community thinks.
Yeah.
That's important. A lot of people might think that that's bullshit. It's not bullshit.
Yeah.
A lot of people do a lot of things and don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
Don't care what anybody thinks, just do their thing. But the analysis of what was said on the stage that particular night, two things. Number one thing that he said about Kaepernick is a lie. It's not true. So when I say it's a lie, I mean it's not.
Because he said, I'm trying to break down, like, you probably know it. I got to read it because I'm like trying to remember, because he's pretty much talking about like, what was it? What was the exact quote?
Google thing?
Well, no, because that one I want to break down because I don't understand it.
Two different parts.
Yeah.
One thing that he said was that that Kaepernick took, as part of his deal with the NFL,
that's right.
He signed a non-disparagement clause.
Right.
That's just straight up not true.
Right.
Okay. There's nothing in there that stops Kaepernick from disparaging the NFL. He has disparaged the NFL since then. He did his show, Colin in Black and White, and he compared the NFL Combine to a plantation. He made graphics on his Instagram and on his Twitter where he would be like, this many days since he was denied work. After he did his own workout, he came out and said, all of the owners and the people are scared of me and this is the blah, 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 blah. He's outwardly and very directly critiqued the NFL.
Yeah.
Maybe to his own detriment, honestly.
Yeah, right.
But he's critiqued the NFL, right?
Yeah.
And his detriment in terms of wanting to play in the NFL.
Right.
If, in fact, he had signed something or if there was some language in that, the plantation thing would be like way, way over the line. So that just didn't happen.
Right.
So maybe Jay-Z was mistaken or maybe he heard that from someone, who knows? Doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would get on stage and just straight tell a lie, but it is in fact not true.
Okay.
The other thing is more interesting to me. So, and I'll just be all the way real with this.
Yeah.
I don't really know the particulars of the Jay-Z Target thing.
I don't understand it.
I have tried in a bunch of different ways to figure out if there's any there with it. And I don't know if there is, right?
So, I mean, for the folks out there, like, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, for like, said it, like, so the idea is that what, Jay-Z's got a thing with Target?
The 30-year anniversary of
the vinyls.
Of Reasonable Doubt.
Of Reasonable Doubt. No, I think it's CD, right?
So this
Vinyl.
is
It's vinyl.
Yeah.
So it's the 30th anniversary edition of Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
The critique was supposedly this, that it was a Target exclusive that you could buy a specific color of that at Target stores, exclusively at Target stores. So what people were basically saying was that is Jay-Z doing an exclusive deal with Target after the Target boycott had been going on for so long. That whole situation, honestly, in a real way, is so murky that it's difficult to make heads or tails of it, right?
Yeah.
So artists drop, they put their on Target, like in Target, right? A lot of people have.
Right.
Does Jay-Z and Roc Nation control the distribution of all of that stuff? Is there a specific deal? There could be, there could not be, but it seemed murky enough to where it was worth discussing how we expect luminaries from our community to have relationships with Target. It was also worth conversation to me because it was like, are we being unfairly critical of people who have to have products in Target that are Black? All of those conversations were fair to me, okay? But there's one thing that's interesting about the freestyle. So prior to the freestyle, there were many people, some acolytes of Roc Nation, some people close to Jay-Z, who defended Jay-Z saying that this wasn't an exclusive deal with Target, which, by the way, that seemed like a pretty good defense. Hey, it's not an exclusive. It's not this. It's not that. It's not this. It's not that.
Yeah.
You saw people very respected go out and say, this is not what you guys are saying it is. I accept that on face value. A lot of those people are people I trust. I believe it. That's not what Jay-Z did. Jay-Z got on stage and defended Target. And that's just bar none. Jay-Z got on stage and he said...
But was he defending Target, or was he pointing to hypocrisy when he started talking about, I mean, I think, the quote said, he said, you shopping at Amazon or you boycott. You posting on Instagram, that's meta. Boys, stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing your politicking as usual.
Right. So let's play this out.
Yeah.
Anytime you engage in whataboutism, it's a defense. If I come to you, it's a defense. If I come to you right now and say, hey, blah, 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 you did this, you did this, you did this. Whataboutism is a way for you to defend yourself. You go, yeah, I did this, but look at the other people that are doing it too.
But is it whataboutism or is it clarity? Because when you're trying to see clarity and you say it's a defense means that, right, you need to hold on to whatever accusation that I'm bestowing upon you. Because if you're getting clarity, well, hold on, I need to understand if this is okay, like, help me understand better. So
yeah, but you have to look at
because clarity is not defending.
Well,
it's clarity.
Okay. Well, how can I put this? So there's actually no clarity needed. There is, and
that would assume that everybody is on the same playing field and have the same understanding.
He doesn't. So I guess my thing is, if you want clarity about what the boycott is, I mean, you can call Tamika Mallory, somebody who's very close to Jay-Z, who has Tamika, my son, these are people that are instrumental in the Target boycott.
Jamal Bryant.
Like, these people are people that you can get on, if you want to know something about the Target boycott. But that's not what happened.
Okay.
Right? What happened was the crowd, not the crowd, but the people at large were kind of indicted. The thesis there is that the Target boycott in and of itself is picking and choosing, right? That, hey, you're boycotting this, you think it's meaningful, but you're not boycotting that. You're boycotting this, you're thinking it's meaningful, but you're not boycotting Meta. You're not boycotting Google. Why are you doing that? Like, what's the point of that? The Target boycott is working. It's a boycott that's being effective. It's a boycott that's costing Target.
Yeah.
What's been the impact on? Do you know? I don't know the data on that. What's been the impact?
So there's a couple of reasons how I know. Number one, the stock price has been low. But there's one way that I know that everybody should know more than anything that the Target boycott is being effective. Target is saying that the boycott is being effective.
Yeah.
Target is reaching out to Jamal Bryant. Target is reaching out to Al Sharpton.
That's right.
Target is saying, Uncle. Target is saying, how do we fix this?
Yeah.
Target is showing that the boycott is affecting them. If a boycott is ineffectual, if it doesn't matter, you don't hear anything from the company.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll put it to you like this. I had to explain this to like one of my homeboys, right? Actually, I'm not even going to use that because that's not going to go over well. Because like every time I use a sex metaphor, I always get called a misogynist. So I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But my point is this: no company wants anyone thinking about whether or not they should be shopping with them before they shop with them. What companies actually want is the opposite. They want you evangelizing to other people that you shop there. They want you to go to Target and show everybody what you bought. They want you to talk about how awesome it is in Target, how Target smells like popcorn. There's a Starbucks in Target. Yeah. There's the LGBTQ plus section in Target. If you go in Target, there's a part of Target that features all of these Black brands. So even the mere thought that a portion of the Black community might have that they shouldn't be shopping there, to be able to have that consciousness resonate is very, very meaningful.
Damn right.
The question is, when everybody else was saying that this wasn't an exclusive deal with them, he also said no exclusive. He did say that. But then what was the purpose of trying to defang the boycott? Like, what was the purpose of saying, hey, this boycott is kind of selective outrage because you're not boycotting all the companies? That's an interesting choice. Like, who doesn't know that Google owns YouTube? We know that. Who doesn't know that Meta owns?
I actually, I know, but I actually interpreted it differently.
Certainly.
I interpreted it in a way that he was saying that, like, if you're gonna go all the way, right? Like, if you think about like some of the lawsuits with Meta right now, with all the mental stuff and you know the mental health and all that other stuff. At what point do you stop? Do you just selectively choose this one?
Yes.
Or do you go towards and say, hey, well, if I'm going to go this one, I'm going to go here and here and here?
No, because Target, to me, it's a physical thing. You go into Target and you shop. A lot of families go in there because of their prices. That's something we can control. We barely have any control of a lot of things. But to be able to stop going to a store,
what if you log off of Facebook?
But here's the deal, though. We could do all of that.
Yeah.
You could be, if you wanted to, just go, hey, I'm gonna be in my house, making my clothes, milking the cow, building blocks to play with. I could legitimately detach from anything that is controlled or involved in gangster capitalism or structural white supremacy. You could do that, and you will be completely pure and consistent, and you're out of the game. Or you could do what people have done since time immemorial, and you could say, you f***ed over me, this one company, and I'm going to make you pay for it by showing that we can make you pay for it.
That's right.
And if you weren't riding a bus in Montgomery, you might have been still going to the supermarket. You might have been still going to the movies. Like, sit-ins were protests that demanded you be a part of the business.
That's right.
Not protests that were boycotting being a part of them. There are all different types of ways to do this. But a way to depower it is to say that you're not doing enough. It's to say that it's to say that in order for this to really be meaningful, that what you have to do.
And where do you stop?
Right.
Do you stop at Google? What do you do? Like, look, and how far do you go?
Look, the reality is part of the game here is to consolidate so much of this that it's impossible for you to detach from it. Why do you think Amazon wants to buy a newspaper, the Washington Post? Why do you think that Amazon wants to buy He-Man, right? You're watching the He-Man movie, which I'm watching. I love He-Man as a kid. I go see the movie. The Power of Grayskull, right? I had the power. We talked about it earlier. You're watching He-Man. Well, when you watch the movie, there's a part in the movie where He-Man gets chased down by an Amazon delivery truck, or there's an Amazon delivery truck in the shot. Part of making you kind of almost a slave to this stuff is consolidating this power. Is taking all of this stuff and buying it up. Is combining all of this stuff.
So you have nowhere to go.
You can't escape it. You can't. You can't get rid of it. So the reason why Google owns YouTube and all that stuff, it's a financial play, but it's also to spread their tentacles to the point to where you can't escape Google. You can't escape Meta. You can't escape Amazon. You can't escape whatever conglomerate that it is. You think you go into Popeyes, but really you go into McDonald's because the same people own Popeyes and McDonald's, right? But that's actually not true. But that's like,
I was like, damn.
I mean, but obviously Popeyes is part of a conglomerate, right? So like, part of the reason why they even do that is to do that. So it doesn't make any sense that critique of people is actually depowering to them. Because if you decide tomorrow with the rest of your community that you're not going to a place because that place ran afoul with you, you're in that universe of the boycott. And you don't have to go into a multiverse.
How should Jay-Z have potentially handled it?
I'm not going to tell Jay-Z how he should do anything. I think he's doing a lot of things very, very well.
No doubt.
But what I am saying is, in that situation, the critique is that why on earth are you coming out and trying to, even inadvertently, put a dent in a community-led, people-first boycott against a corporation that they feel like wronged them? If anything, the only thing that should happen in a situation like that is people with that type of megaphone should just amplify that. Even if you don't amplify it, just don't say nothing. Hey, it's no exclusive. Cool. That's the bar. That's it. But at the moment you come out and tell people that what they're doing doesn't amount to anything because they're not doing it well enough, well, then what you're doing is minimizing what they are doing, which is not going to Target.
Yeah.
Black History Month.
Okay.
There's a pet peeve that I have.
Oh,
But it's a good one.
Okay.
All right. He said, oh, damn, Akbar. It has been since I was a kid, the same exact stories over and over and over again. This is why, part of the reason why we wanted to do 154 is like, I wanted to be able to have more voices and more names. We know the past. Like, every year it was Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. And it was just over and over and over. And I'm just going, man, my kids repeat the same over. I'm like, are there no new stories? Are there no new, to be able to really put out there, to really celebrate, Black History Month? Because again, it feels like Black History Month in a lot of ways, there are mentions of some of the newer and, people who are doing things right. But it feels like a lot of Black History Month is, celebrating the same recycled past. And there's so much more. I never knew, until after we talked with Wyclef about the Haitian Revolution. Man, that'd be great to have and share during Black History Month. How should Black History Month be shared every month? Every year.
Exactly the way it's being done right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Are you a religious man?
Yes, I am. I'm Christian. Yep.
Okay, what are the fundamental stories of the Bible?
You got everything from from Jesus to Moses to, the good Luke, Mark, Luke, John, you have them all. Yeah.
Mark, Luke, John, the Exodus,
Ruth, Genesis,
Ruth,
Ruth,
Job, all of those things, right?
Right.
So there's two reasons why you tell those stories, because the history of God is being made right now.
Yeah.
There are miracles happening all around us right now. Part of telling those stories is giving people a fundamental understanding of the structure of your religion, your mythology. Not your. When I say mythology, I mean story, right? Not that it's a myth.
A myth. Yep.
Because in order to understand contemporary happenings in Christianity, even some of the arguments, you need to understand the Exodus, Moses, the Ten Commandments. These are fundamental things to your religion. These are fundamental things. Fundamental things not just to your religion, honestly. These are fundamental things to world history when you look at them. Part of Black History Month, to me, is mixing things that are fundamental to the history of Black people here. Now
mixing.
Huh?
You said mixing?
Well, mixing those things with things that are happening now, people that are making Black history now, with the conversation around Black History Month, which started off from Negro History Week, goes back to people really advocating for the understanding of our history and the telling of our history. When it was Negro History Week, there were things that hadn't even happened yet that are now part of Black History Month. But to me, we always should search and deepen our understanding of the history of Black people worldwide. But everybody that you just named, Douglass, Tubman, King, X, Ella Baker, W.E.B. Du Bois, all of these people, these are the people that are the architects, to me, of my current Blackness.
I would tell you something, because I love the biblical reference that you utilize, and it made me think that, early on when, because I grew up Muslim, and I grew up in a Muslim and Christian household, went to the mosque, went to church, and then it wasn't until I got to college, that I...
Mom Muslim, dad Christian?
Mom Christian, dad Muslim. So I identified as it was Islam growing up, like Ramadan, the whole nine, right? And then once I got to college, took a break and said, all right, I'm gonna make my own decision. Found my pastor in San Diego, who then I started to have a connection with. And in that moment, what I realized was he was a teacher of the word. And there was so much more than just the Ten Commandments.
Certainly.
And, some of the biblical stories that were just told over and over again. Because for me personally, I kind of, and this is not, I'm not speaking for everyone, but you kind of space out. I heard the story over again. Okay, I heard I heard the Moses, right? Just over and over and over again. And he started pointing me, and I started realizing, I actually don't know the Bible the way I thought I did, because the same stories, as long as you can, recite Philippians 4 things, I can do all things in Christ who strengthens. It's like, oh yeah, you're good, right? You're good. And it wasn't until I was like, oh man, I have so much more to learn. And so, the way I started this conversation was really in trying to go like, how do we get the deeper knowledge and to make it more accessible and to make it more, I don't know, I'm a solution-oriented guy. Like my brain's always thinking like, how do we make that more? Like, you remember I was talking to producer CJ. I remember I was just like, and I hate even using this reference, but I'm going, we always talk about Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. Elon Musk. I'm like, who's the equivalent black Elon Musk? I don't know.
Dangote.
We know Dangote, right?
Dangote.
Like, I was like, but how many people know that name, right? And so how do we get that conversation and the awareness around so much more than the staple? And I'm not saying eliminate the staple stories.
Well, you can't.
You can't.
I think
I'm not saying that, like, how do you do that?
I think we're having two different conversations. Yeah. So what you've done recently, I've done recently too. So when you look at the Bible as structural and textual, then you have to look at the way that it's framed, right? You have to know certain stories to understand even the lineage of people in the Bible. But there's also a way to read the Bible from an intellectual space. And you read the Bible and you see the coming of Jesus Christ prophesied. You see what the covenant actually means. You see how, like, from a societal level, the Bible and some of the things that happened in it affected the people of that day. All of that work you have to do for yourself, because that's deep, deep, deep work, right?
Right, it is.
What you're talking about right now, I think, is important to do in terms of an understanding of contemporary Blackness, but I don't think that's what Black History Month is. I think Black History Month is Black History Month. I think what it is a time to reflect on the history of Black people.
Yeah. That's right.
So it is a time to look back at some of the things that Black people have overcome and done.
But now, what about the inclusion of some of the stories? Like, I don't want to say embarrassed, because I'm not, but I mean, like that Wyclef interview, I keep bringing it up because I'm like, how am I just
he's Haitian.
out about this? You know what I mean? Like,
he's Haitian.
Right.
That's another thing.
No, I know, but I'm just like, how am I just, because this is directly connected to the U.S., right? In the United States, right? I'm like, how am I just, and then you start finding.
Well, it was purposely done.
And you've told so many stories on this podcast, and I'm going, oh wow, I wasn't aware.
Well, can I tell you something though? I think there's one person that you can blame for not knowing that stuff.
Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a part, a part of this is, and this is the fucked up part.
Yeah.
A part of this is like, think about how many times you have a thought and a question. Every time you have a thought or a question, go answer the question.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, is there a catch-all way that we could like educate everyone on different aspects of Black existence? No, it's too vast.
Too vast.
Right? If you're having a conversation with me and you're saying that there are certain things like the Haitian Revolution that you wish were more prevalent, there are certain things like the Haitian Revolution that are suppressed for real reasons. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
But then there are other things that is knowledge that you have to deepen yourself on.
That's right.
Like, and I think we have to sometimes name that. So if you want to know what's going on with the Black Power movement, read Peniel Joseph. Like Peniel Joseph is a scholar that I know that is one of the world's foremost scholars on the Black Power movement, that has books on Stokely, that has a book called The Sword and the Shield that's about Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. If you want to know about Afro-pessimism, there are people that you can read. Some of those things, Black History Month should be something that inspires to me
a placeholder for
a deeper understanding of this.
Right.
And so that all can't be given to people.
Yeah.
But I do think, to your point, we should expand the basic framework of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think the Haitian Revolution is a part of that. Now, the Haitian Revolution is also something that when you're talking about Black History Month, that's an international happening. So there might be some people that are sitting here right now and saying that Haitian Revolution is Haitian history. And the reason why Wyclef can recount that to you is because it's directly his history.
Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with that. I think the Haitian Revolution is not just Black history, but it's human history. I'll never stop talking about it and how important it is. And it should be more textual to people. All of that to say, it's all right there for you, brother.
Yeah, it is.
It's because I had to, in college, we started a book reading club on purpose. We were like, because it's predominantly white university, University of Illinois. We were at the African American History Cultural Center. My boy Ray Westbrook, who's now Ray Muhammad, protecting the minister now. I say, hey man, let's start doing our own research and stuff. Yeah, instead of just the Harriet Tubman, nothing wrong with that. So boom.
No, nothing wrong with
to go deeper.
We know they're all great. I went to Harriet Tubman's grave, buried next to her husband.
They're not all as great as her.
What is that?
They're not all as great as her.
Right,
She's very
exactly.
special.
What she did was some next. Well, she was a spy. She created the first nursing home in upstate New York. I went to her because I was performing up in Auburn, New York. And I said, hey, is there something I can go see? She goes, Harriet Tubman's grave in her house. I said, let's go. Right before my show. Went to the grave site, Harriet Tubman Davis and the husband, and I said, listen, let's start a book club. We'll go to Black bookstores because in Chicago, we go back to Chicago. We know somebody who owns these bookstores. We're going to go buy those books. Miseducation of the Negro, Stolen Legacy, Destruction of Black Civilization, Chancellor Williams. Everything. Malcolm X Speaks at Heart. We were reading everything. It's just about a research. Because not a month is not going to do with it.
Right. Yeah, I mean.
But it's good to have a place to inspire.
I think we but like even in hip hop, like we talked about Jay-Z a little bit here. Very consequential figure. But like somebody like No Name, who has a book club, Black lady rapper, but also an intellectual and an activist. Like, I might not be radical enough for somebody like that, but I look at her as an intellectual leader. Like I look at her as somebody who I deeply need to learn from. And, don't have any relationship with her, but all types of people like that. Like I am in a position where I see a scholar and I can reach out to the scholar.
That's it.
And talk to them. I can reach out and get on the phone with them.
That is the dopest part about this podcast. And I think is like, everything has its own privilege.
Of course.
To be able to have this, but, to know now that I can pick up the phone, which I've done, and, to be able to have conversations to get deeper knowledge.
You're gonna get it.
And people were like, oh yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy how many people are willing to be like, I'll help you.
And your phone is gonna listen to you because my phone always got Black History moments. Those little AI joints? They pop up all the time, every time. You know who invented it. The invention.
Right.
So it's gonna, once you start to talk about it more and change the algorithm.
You got to change your algorithm because your algorithm is messing up with my algorithm because I follow you and now I got people beating up people on my algorithm.
Oh, I love them videos. I love them videos. I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have talked that type. Pop. Last thing I'll say about this is this part of it is fun. One Black historical figure, and I want to make the movie, so I should stop mentioning it. Corey and Arundel gonna be mad. But Granville T. Woods.
Tell him. Roller Coaster. Come on, man.
Yeah, he knows.
Roller Coaster. He won all his patents back because Edison was trying to steal them all.
And you want to
Granville T. Woods, quote unquote, the Black Edison. It invented electric roller coaster.
That's right.
Think about the times that we're in.
Yeah.
We're talking about the late 1800s, early 1900s. Sued Thomas Edison and won. Right? A legitimate genius, like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't know he was that tall. Dang.
Tall, like
they always show his picture always show that little half picture.
Legitimate genius.
Yep.
I remember when I learned about this guy, I was like, yo, man, how in the world have I not seen this guy's story? They gave us Madam C.J. Walker, which they did way too late. When you talk about entrepreneurship,
First millionaire.
When you talk about that type of, they gave us that. But how do I not know about that guy? I know that, Benjamin Franklin flew a kite and electricity hit the kite.
We always believe
and the whole.
In our book, it was like a slave kid did that.
Yeah.
There was no Benjamin Franklin running out there.
When you look at that story, the movie hasn't been made. Edison versus Woods, which is just the courtroom drama about fire.
Wow.
Which is just the courtroom drama about this guy.
You gotta go make that before somebody go try to make that, man.
I mean, if they did it, I would be like, me and Corey talked a little bit about it. If they did it, I would be happy with it just to see it on the screen. I don't have to get it. But like,
that would be.
Those are the types of things, and those people are out there.
Yeah.
They are. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would love to expand the scope.
Expand it, yeah.
But we got to play the hits.
Yeah.
We got to play. They got to play the hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
that resonates with me because you get to a certain point, you go. Because you already know it's working, it's proven, and it works.
I always wanted a Gerald Lawson.
Oh.
I would like a Gerald Lawson who created the first home video before Atari, before Nintendo. It was Gerald Lawson who made home video. It was called the F1 series.
That made the Super Soaker.
Oh, that's Lonnie Johnson. He's still alive.
Still alive.
They finally gave him his money.
You know what I mean? Like after all of
I'm
those
into black inventors.
So there's a movie called Flash of Genius. And this movie is about the guy who invented, legitimately, this is a movie with Greg Kinnear. It's a good movie. The movie is about the guy who invented the intermittent windshield wiper.
Yeah.
So the windshield wiper apparently you should just go like that. And I don't know what you had to do with it. Right. Maybe you have to
reset it.
Reset whatever you have to do with the
reset
windshield
it.
wiper.
Black.
But he invented the intermittent windshield wiper. Like it did like this.
Yeah.
Okay? A revolutionary invention that you don't think about that guy. The movie is so fascinating because he invents it. Obviously, they try to steal it. He sees it on a brand new car. This is part where he's walking in the rain. He's in Detroit. He sees it on a new Mustang. They all sitting up there. He's in front of everybody like, I invented this, the whole nine. He fights them. He loses his family, basically.
Oh.
He fights them all the way throughout the 80s, and then he finally wins. But he fights them for his invention.
All right.
For
where can I find
it's
this
called
movie?
Flash of Genius is the
Flash
name
of
of the
Genius.
movie.
Was it a white inventor?
Yeah, he was white. Greg Kinnear plays the guy. So what I'm saying is think about how the story of that thing transcended the name of the guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Right.
We just don't get that.
Yeah.
With the shit that we invented, even when the shit that we invented is fundamental, we just don't get that. So I'm with you. Like everybody that's contributed anything that is black, those contributions need to be recorded and respected both in the history books and in multimedia.
Yeah. I want to talk about something that puts you on the map.
Oh, shit.
The way you stood up to Kanye West.
That
You've
was
talked
great.
about this in all of your
great.
interviews almost, right? But you know what I respect about you? Because with respect, I didn't know who you were, like that.
Right.
I know, you had interviewed me once before.
Even though I interviewed
you. Yeah, right. I know you interviewed for American Ninja Warrior, but I didn't know, you do an interview and you're off to the next thing, right? But what I respected, there was the one moment where, Kanye is getting louder and louder and louder, and he came over to give you a hug, and it was kind of like, man, all right, I'm gonna be cordial, but yeah, I mean, I messed with you. I was like, ask anybody here, I'm a fan, but you stood your ground because that was so hard because so many people can man worship, especially in today's time, right? I mean, man worship, like, oh, this is celebrity, but you stood your ground and you didn't care. And that told me, it told me everything I needed to know about you. But in that moment, were you even what, I mean, it looks like you went into a different realm.
Yeah.
What triggered, obviously you talked a lot about the trigger, but what was the deeper level of that story?
I mean, the deeper level was that I've been a friend. I've been a fan of Kanye West for a long time. And honestly, if I'm being all the way real, is that Kanye West was embarrassing me. And not embarrassing me by what he was saying. Kanye West was embarrassing me in front of the white people in there. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. And he wasn't trying to do this. I give Kanye West a lot of credit. like y'all have seen some of the stuff that is going on. I don't need to go into it.
Right.
But I don't think he gets enough credit for that interaction because I started talking and he immediately started listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately, I started. I'm not saying that anything resonated, right?
Right.
We've had some conversations since then, but he immediately started listening. And you know, most people, I don't think it's controversial to say that Kanye West, he's talked about himself. He's dealt with some things.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so, even with some of the grotesque things that he's done, it's important to find grace and have grace for people that are going through things and dealing with things, right?
Yeah.
But back to the thing is that, like, man, that was a situation where TMZ used to be clowning Kanye West.
Yeah.
They used to be like clowning him. Like they would talk about him. And I mean, I remember I would be in there and they would say stuff and they would be like, yeah, people white dudes in the office would be like, yeah, I don't even think the music is that good. I'd be like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, look, you can say whatever you want. Kanye act crazy with the paparazzi,
Right,
whatever,
he's a
but you ain't gonna
genius.
say that the music
That's right.
was good, bro.
Genius.
So like, Kanye had a weird relationship with the paparazzi, and that makes paparazzi people not like you that much.
Wow.
So they would be in the room, stuff would happen. It'd be like, Kanye West is a jerk. Kanye West is this. I remember when the song Famous came out, and Kanye was like, Taylor Swift, I made the famous.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in there like going, when he said, he didn't mean that Taylor Swift is
Just said it made the say something you say.
like there's some things that come along with hip hop and maybe they shouldn't be in there, but he's not calling Taylor Swift
Exactly.
like that, right?
Exactly.
One girl in there, like, she responded and she did this whole thing and the whole office clapped for her response. Like, and so I'm like, legitimately, I'm now sunning myself
Right.
in the office for Kanye.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the office going hard for Kanye, like defending Kanye, like talking about how important Kanye is. They're so culturally clueless a lot of times that they don't understand how important Kanye West is.
Right.
They don't get it.
Right.
I'll say stuff like, hey, College Dropout made me feel seen as a hip hop fan because when he's rapping about that stuff, he's rapping about having a job at the Gap.
Yeah.
He's rapping about like not being in the street and stuff like that. I'm from Baton Rouge, but that was my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in Baton Rouge, you probably 10% of street no matter what, because Baton Rouge is crazy. But like, I'm going to bat for him, and then he gets in the office and he with them.
Right.
So like, I'm sitting down there watching the thing. I'm like, I know you not what?
Like you felt like you were on the wrong side or something.
Yeah, he get in the office, and he with them.
The slavery thing.
He got Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens in the office with him.
Yeah. How did Candace? Because Candace was there. How did she didn't work for TMZ?
Candace Owens, no.
No, yeah, but what was she doing there during that time?
They're friends.
Oh, they're friends. So
yeah,
she
so
came with
Kanye kind of put Candace on.
Okay.
Like, remember he posted her and like the whole nine and all that stuff like that. So Kanye kind of put Candace on. And so, you know, they come in there and they're in the office. All of that's fine. He can have whatever political views he wants to have. I'm not even tripping on people's political views and stuff like that anymore. I'm really not. Really not. But in that situation, he's saying all of that stuff, and it's like, number one, what he was saying was wrong, and I was standing in the gap for them same answers that I'm talking about. But at the same time, I felt personally indicted that I had been in there defending Kanye that whole time, talking about Kanye, and then Kanye get in the front of the place and show his ass to the white people at TMZ, talking about slavery being a choice and all of that. Woof. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah.
And then for them, another little thing. Some of this is selfish, I'm just being honest. For them, also, I cannot have him leave there and have those people think
that was cool.
That I'm with that.
Yeah. Oh, got you.
So I can't have nobody that's watching on TV.
Yeah.
I can't have, that's not the kind of guy I am.
Right on.
Like, I'm not like,
You checked them.
I thought that we had I actually don't view it as a check because I don't want to get into, and he actually said this, and he was right. He said this, he was right. He was like, see what's happening right now? Like, see what's happening right now? He was like, this is what people want to see. They want to see us in a Mandingo fight with one another. He's right. He was right then, and he's right now. Whether it's somebody from Rock Nation, or whether it's Acho, or whether it's Kanye West, none of this none of that matters.
Are you aware that the algorithm prioritizes division? Are you aware of that?
Certainly.
Yeah.
So like for me, there's craft in being outspoken and having to speak about things that people said, but also not trying to be necessarily adversarial with them, and not like wanting to call people coons and get into all of this shit and do all of that dumb shit, because all of that stuff is not productive.
Right.
So when he said that, he was right. And so when he walked over there, he said before, the reason why I looked like that is because before he walked over there, he goes, I want to walk over there.
Yeah, but you're going to hit me.
But you're going to hit me.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'm not going to punch. Come on, man.
I'm not going to punch
I'm not going to punch Kanye West in front of there. He got big ass Russian
bodyguards.
Like bodyguards. And I'm not about to punch Kanye West. I wasn't even on it like that.
Right.
Like, my feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
And I was embarrassed. So that was the whole thing then. But like, he's on a walk.
Right.
And he's trying to figure out how to be a healthy individual.
Were you surprised? Because now it seems like when people get canceled, they done. And Kanye got canceled and then turns around and sets all sorts of hip hop, the record like Stadium.
He set the new record.
The new record at SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, he set the new record.
70,000 and like however many crazy millions of dollars he made, 36 million in those 2 nights. Were you surprised that he was able to come back from being canceled?
Without doubt. And it wasn't because he went anti-Black, it's because he went Nazi. Kanye West at a time was the most influential Nazi since Adolf Hitler.
What?
He was.
I can't even comprehend that.
He had a song, the Nazi song.
That's
right?
a fact. Like Kanye West had an iced out swastika, made a Heil Hitler song. Kanye West at one point, it sounds weird to say.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I'm fully aware.
At one point, I guess he's not anymore, but at one point, Kanye West was the most influential Nazi since Adolf Hitler. So after Hitler, think about who would be the next most influential Nazi. Who would be
Argentina?
They got
Messi.
Like, but like as far as singular people who are unavowed, that are people that are avowed, should I say, that are avowed Nazis, that wear Nazi symbolism.
Yeah.
That has like a iced out swastika.
Wow.
That makes a song called Heil Hitler, that like talks about that type of stuff, that claims Nazi. The second most influential Nazi since Hitler would have been Kanye West.
That is insane.
Right? And so to come back from that, I would have thought was impossible.
Wow.
We love
Is Kanye West back?
Yeah. I don't know that he was ever gone.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know that he was ever gone. Like
it seemed like he was never going to come back from that. It didn't.
Yeah.
So I was surprised when
I think he
popped up.
apologized to that.
He did apologize.
He went to one of the rabbis or something and did some.
He apologized, and then he wrote a letter about what he was struggling with.
Yeah.
In terms of his mental health.
Yeah.
And I think that the stuff that he was doing was so out there that it doesn't take a leap of faith to believe that he wasn't of his right mind.
Right.
Now you have to negotiate that, right? Because you negotiate that like part and parcel with the harm that he's done. So you don't get to just claim anything and have that undo the harm that you've done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think it's very difficult to believe that he's been struggling mentally.
Yeah.
So a lot of people hold space for that. And I think that that's important. But at the same time, I just think that there is a level, and I'm going to try to be brief. Talent is something different. Like talent is like human creativity and expression is almost the reason why we're here. It's like what makes us special. Our ability to express ourselves and reason and do art. You ever watch somebody dance? Like if you look at Chris Brown, right?
Yeah.
All the stuff that Chris Brown's been involved with. Chris Brown started dancing and you just go,
Yo.
like you just go, like you just think, like, isn't this why we're alive?
Yeah.
You right.
To like watch people do stuff like that and be inspired by it.
Right.
So you're in this push-pull living in a society where you're trying to hold people accountable for harm or things that they've done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of times those creative people are dealing with such immense mental hurdles
Yeah.
that the only way they could create like that is if they're kind of crazy. And so like you're looking at all of that. That's one thing that TMZ taught me. Like I met a lot of those people and talked to a lot of those people. My brain is a little bit off. I'll get to ranting and stopping and starting and crying and getting crazy and thinking about crazy shit and all that stuff like that. So I think like subconsciously we hold space for that. So it takes way less for a talented person to come back with us than from a nigga who can't draw. like you doing crazy stuff and you can't do.
Yeah. Useless.
Like you're like, yeah. But I'm telling you, even back in the day, think about it. You talk to your parents, your uncle that wasn't shit, they'll be, God damn, that nigga could sing though.
Right. That's
He
true.
had a beautiful voice.
I knew
man.
gangbangers that could sing. I knew a
if
gangbanger that
you
could
use
sing.
that logic, does that mean when R. Kelly gets out, he could make it back?
Now there are limits now.
But if
There are limits now.
If he does an album from jail, though, we'll all be like, woo, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are limits.
Turn out the lights.
I want to go back to Africa. Have you been to the continent?
I have not.
Why?
Well, for a long time, I just didn't get on planes. I was scared of the planes.
Wow.
But
You rich now.
okay now.
All right.
I want.
That was me giving you your props.
Like I desperately,
yeah.
desperately, like want to go.
Yeah.
Number one, here's the thing though. So like, when talking about visiting Africa, also knowing where to go is crazy. Because I tell y'all something. I go to the Clipper game. Me and my man Jacoby go to the Clipper game,
Visit.
and it's a visit Rwanda room.
Yep.
And
Oh, wow.
it was to my knowledge that was not a place that you should visit. But then I do my research
It's
when
off
I get
chain, I
home,
heard.
and Rwanda is safe. Rwanda is beautiful.
yep.
Rwanda is
60% women in the government?
yeah, like Rwanda apparently, like I also asked a friend of mine was in a very popular movie about Rwanda. And so I talked to him about it and he knows some of the people there.
Don
And-
Cheadle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so now it's like, do you visit Rwanda? Do you visit Ghana? Do you visit Zanzibar? Do you go to South Africa? Like where do you go?
I want Visit Rwanda to do a sponsorship with us because I love what you just said. And it was something that you just said earlier to me, like you go and do the research, right? Like those things that you have questions about, because you're right. You think about the movies, the movie Hotel Rwanda showed obviously the civil war that they had, right? The tribal war. But you go back and you look and you go, oh shoot, like man, this spot is beautiful. Marquise Goodwin, NFL, I think he's now out of the league. He was on Instagram going around, traveling around, throughout the continent. And I was like, this is dope. You just don't see a lot of people choose to go to the continent and vacation and just enjoy it without it having to be, this. I mean, I'm just gonna go there just to go travel, right? And so, but yeah, man, I would really encourage, people to travel, to the continent, pick whatever country, you know what I mean? Like, and there's some places.
What's the best place to go?
Well, for me,
Nigeria is great.
Nigeria is great. Ghana is amazing.
Joburg.
Accra is amazing.
Cape Town.
I would also say
Tanzania.
Cape Town, South Africa has been like just raw beauty and the beauty of it, just the landscape of it. I say Cape Town, number one. Coming back to the United States, San Diego is another beautiful
Nairobi.
place. Nairobi is a great spot. Marrakesh is another place
Morocco.
up
That's
north
Morocco.
in Morocco.
Egypt.
Egypt, Cairo. Alexandria as well. There's just
Senegal.
so many.
Y'all been to all of these places?
Yes, I have.
I've been to
I
more
love
than
to
me,
travel.
but I've been to a few.
Yeah, that my goal hopefully is for us to be able to travel to all 54 countries. And there's talks of us probably getting a little too ahead of ourselves here, but for us to be able to go, Godfrey and I travel through all 54 and making it happen and show just what I Show Speed did and show it and bring it in a different way. Because I think the thing is that a lot of people just haven't seen it, so they don't know. And it was never more clear to me when I was just mentioning to my kids, I just took them back home to Nigeria for the first time and I showed them a picture of a beautiful beach. And I'm like, this is Nigeria. No, it's not. How you know? You never been. right? You've never been. And so the perception is so hard to, so I get what you're saying, because the perception has been layered and layered and layered to where, you know, it creates that disconnection. Just, I'm even thinking about, you know, Cameron recently. Like, I'm not from Africa.
Did you see Vince's response? Excuse me, did you see Vic's response?
No.
No, Vic Mensa.
Vic.
I thought I was thinking of Vince.
Vic,
Yeah,
we had responded to Cameron?
Yeah, we had him on the show
We had
too.
Vic Mensa on there.
Go watch Vic Mensa's
When he-
response
To Cameron?
Said,
Oh, I love Vic.
Vic.
Chicago,
Vic
represent.
Cole, Vic Cole, bro. Vic Cole.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
No.
Like,
It's
you
not.
gonna
It's
play- okay.
not in a disrespectful.
No. It's an educational.
I don't think Cam.
It's in an insanely educational way.
Yeah, I don't even think Cam was joking most.
Was he
I think it was
joking?
kind of in a way, but I mean, I think that it's like that FBA thing, which is fine. I mean, you know, I don't think he was that dismissive. You know,
I think some of that stuff is like performance.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard for, like, the same way Vic said, it's gonna be hard for us not to love Cam.
Cam is so funny. I love Cam. And Cam
watching
jokes
Cam.
about everything.
But at the same time,
But,
you know,
yeah.
when like that comes out, it's important to
No doubt.
in the way that Vic did it. Just talk to it.
Right, yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to talk to the brother. You
Yeah.
can talk to the thing.
Right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I want to say, what were we talking? Oh, this is a place that I think the tourism is going to go way up from a lot of stuff that I was seeing.
Okay.
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde. Oh yeah.
After what that
World
dude
Cup?
did?
After World Cup?
Well, after some stuff that's in the audience too.
Oh no, they some woof.
The fans.
No, they some woof. I know some Capo Verdes.
Cape Verde.
You got to speak some Portuguese.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Fala português,
I think
obrigado.
a lot of look. I'm not gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm all. But what I'm saying is, I think
You married?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But all that's sewn up though.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people was hitting me up. Like, some brothers from back home was like, "Hey, Van, what you know about Cape Verde?" I was like, "What? I never been." He's like, "Bro, shit, this is what, bro. You see this right here? Like, how we get to Cape Verde, bro?"
Yeah.
They was going crazy. So I think
That's gonna be the new hotspot.
I think that's gonna be a hotspot.
I think that's great
They
because
might actually change the demographics over there. After.
Unless you go to Boston and Rhode Island, you know that's where they dominate.
You know the lore.
Cape Verde is Boston and Rhode Island is a huge Cape Verdean community. Capo Verde, you say fala português. They fala espanhol, pero obrigado, tudo bem.
Have you had a Cape Verde girlfriend?
Sure.
I actually like.
Tavares.
I
is
called
like a
him out
popular
one
last
time.
Cape Verdean name. There was a group called Tavares Disco. The group called Tavares. Tavares is a popular. It's like Smith.
Who are you?
He's I'm gonna tell he's an international player.
Like this guy. It's very impressive, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you knows something about like everything.
Let
the
me
only
hear
other
it.
person I can have a conversation about Granville Woods with was Vince's manager, Corey. But this guy.
You remember that one time I called you out? I was like, man, you ain't never. I was like, one of my things was like, I want to go to Madagascar. He goes, yeah, I know a chick from Madagascar. I was like, no, you don't, bro. Like, stop lying. He goes, yeah, I was just talking. I was like, bro, I just randomly brought Madagascar. I was like, who's been to Madagascar?
She speaks French.
He pulls
over
out
there.
his phone.
Yeah,
and
man.
so I was like, you go to the WhatsApp. I'm like,
The WhatsApp.
I said,
That's how
dang.
you know you don't. The WhatsApp. That's what I'm talking about.
It's
That's how
free.
You know he in the dirt.
Yo. But yeah, Granville TV, I mean, I'm into inventors. I'm into, because people will ask me, yo, man, I need, what can I start with as far as Black history? That's what's great, so much stuff. There's still stuff that I still know. I say start with inventions, innovation.
Yeah.
That is way more fun,
Yeah.
because you'll be like, we made that? I go, central heating is a Black woman, you know? The security system is a Black
Stoplight.
woman.
Yeah, stoplight.
Stoplights, Garrett Morgan and the gas mask.
Yeah.
You got the elevator, the escalator. You got the radiators, 2 Black men inventors. You got the sanitary
Jack
package, Mary
Daniels.
Kenner. Jack Daniels, that's the finest, the nearest. And you
Nearest.
got that. You got the inventor of the ice cream scoop. You got the George Crumb, the potato chip. right? You have the laser eye, Dr. Bass, she just passed away, laser eye surgery. You got Gladys West, who was the GPS. GPS was Gladys West.
And
you got
even too the internal for losing weight, bypass the phobia, gastric bypass. Dr. Phobie. Oh man, like my sister.
Though he's a kind of a he got with the Trump administration. Ben Carson separated Siamese twins by the brain. The only one to ever do it.
Ben Carson's place in Black history is
the greatest pediatric surgeon ever. He has a book called Gifted Hands, which Cuba Gooding played in a movie. You got that. There's another little kid that just invented a surgical tool. There's another Ethiopian kid that invented a soap that can cure skin cancer. It's on and on and on and on, dude.
But this is the type of stuff that I love, because I'm going to clip all of this.
Vaccination.
Vaccination was a Nigerian slave in Boston.
Vaccination. So, we used to variolate, right? African people used to variolate. They take a little pus from a smallpox scab, and they variolate the young. Edward Jenner, the doctor who invented the smallpox vaccine, had been variolated when he was a kid. So he took the idea and said, hey, I will do that with cowpox. Vodka is cow.
Means cow,
Vodka means cow. So he took the pus from some of the cowpox thing, and he started variolating people with it. Then he took it, added some stuff to it, and came up with the smallpox vaccine. After 100 years later, smallpox eradicated. It might come back now because they don't want to vaccinate anyone. But what I'm saying is that invention is Black people. That's African people that figured out a way to live with their natural world. There were different versions of it from all over the world. Some people did something called insufflation, where they would smoke the scabs. That happened more in the Orient and stuff like that. But that was African people, to your point. There's records of enslaved people variolating their masters because smallpox was running rampant. But that invention that changed the world gets synthesized by this English white guy, but not invented by him. That was people that over time had figured out how to exist, live in their natural world. That's your technology.
I want to go back to Hollywood real quick, because, we talked about your father being proud and kind of recognizing what you did when you were the executive producer for Two Distant Strangers. What was that like? What was your feeling knowing that you had won this massive award, Oscars for this short film? What inspired it? And I know you also worked with, now it's a controversial name, but you worked with Diddy. Like, what was that entire experience like?
So I'll just say that he came on as executive producer when we were trying to get the movie out there. Okay.
So that means he put money in, just for clarity, put money in.
No money.
No money?
No money.
Oh, okay.
No money.
Okay.
He thought that he would put money in.
Okay. Put my name on top of it.
But we're going to have an after party after.
We thought that he would.
We're going to have a party after, don't worry.
But he put in no money.
Okay.
No money, huh?
That's what we were going for, but that's not what happened.
Okay.
So that movie's a brainchild of Trayvon Free, just an immensely talented writer-director. Trayvon had an idea about the way we were feeling at that particular time. That was Breonna, that was Ahmaud, that was George, and we felt like we were in Groundhog's Day every single day watching these things that were happening. He had a script. We needed to get the money. So we went out, got money, by hook or by crook, during COVID to make the movie. Produced alongside Jesse Williams, who you guys know.
Jesse's my guy.
Fantastic, creative brain, actor, writer, and director.
Good human being too.
Great human being. Lawrence Bender, who produced all of Quentin Tarantino's movies up until Inglourious Bastards. Band Apart Productions also did the movie Fresh. All kinds of like a legend in the game. He was there with us. Nicholas May. Nick May. If anybody in Hollywood right now wants to get anything done, there's one guy who you can hit that will help you get connected to the talent you need to get connected to.
Nicholas May?
Nick May.
Nick May.
Nick
You know
May.
him?
That's my brother.
I'm just asking. Make sure.
That's my brother.
Anything, a movie then.
A movie, you need to talk to somebody, you need to get in a room with someone, you need to get with somebody that's gonna get you the money for it.
No.
You need a quick collation of the idea, Nick May.
Wow.
Really?
Is one of those ones.
I'm gonna take you to
Like,
task.
like one of those ones.
I'm gonna take you to task, brother.
His sister, Ava DuVernay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, oh, that's his.
That's that Nick's big sister.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful, gorgeous, amazing black family from Alabama and Compton. My type of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of us came together. Of course, Martin Desmonroe, who's the director, made the movie, and then I learned more about Hollywood than I ever would have in the Oscar race. Making a movie was one thing, because I was actually hustling, getting bread from everywhere, talking to people, advocating on behalf of the movie, making sure that Trayvon could execute his creative dream. And he did a lot of heavy lifting, Trayvon and Martin. And of course, I want to forget about the cast, Zaria, Andre, and Joey Badass. Yeah. But the Oscar race taught me more about Hollywood than anything.
What did it teach you about Hollywood?
So the Oscar race was, everything else was filmmaking. Mm-hmm. It was how you get it, because the prices were higher during that time to do everything because you had to have COVID compliance and all that stuff. So all of that stuff was actually kind of fun. Like, you're going so quick. It's like How to Make It in America, that TV show.
Yeah.
You know, like a problem arises, you got to solve the problem.
Yep.
You got to go out and get 5,000 here, 10,000 there. You got all of your, Kevin Durant gave us money for the movie.
Oh, dope.
Like, it was all different types of people that were on the film, right? But then, once the movie is made, it's colored, sound is done, all that stuff is done. Now the movie gets like accepted into some different types of things. It gets shortlisted for the Academy Award. Now you're in the game.
Yeah.
And now we had to hire PR to help us run the thing.
Yeah. Spend money for
Is
that.
it like politicians almost?
It is. It's politics.
You had to understand how the town works, particularly at Oscar time. It didn't make me cynical at all, but God damn it, was it an education. Yeah. It didn't have very much to do with the movie at all.
Right.
It had to do with how you position the movie, how you get the movie out there. Yeah. Because the film never had distribution, because Netflix bought it later.
Okay.
And even the business part of it, like, there was a amount of money that we were asking for when we were trying to get the movie made, when we were pitching it, which we didn't have very much time to pitch it. We maybe had like 2 weeks to pitch the movie. Couldn't get it, and then the amount of money that Netflix had to come back and buy it for was like, well, they didn't have to, but they wanted the Academy Award. So like, what it means to have a valuable property in the town that's being lauded after you have an Academy Award nomination, that changed everything too. Yeah. So all of these experiences were good. My experience with them was phenomenal. Netflix was insanely easy to work with.
Yeah.
The experience with the PR company was great, but understanding a movie, going from it being a piece of art to it being something that was valuable from a commerce perspective and from like a cultural sort of artistic perspective, and having to deal with that all in the space of about, 4 months, like 5 months maybe. Like it was a whirlwind.
Wow.
I learned a shit ton. Man, we screening it. It's like at one point, the director of Parasite, write something about the movie.
Korean.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you're like different people are talking about it, and you're doing these virtual screenings, and you're looking at all of the people that are watching the movie, and you're like, this is 1 year removed from TMZ.
Jeez.
This is 1 year removed. Like TMZ, like God got it. That job you lost, I'm not telling you not to be sad about it, but I'm telling you to get back on the horse, man. Yeah. Like I'm gone from TMZ September 19. April 21, the movie wins an Oscar.
And then you did the thing with 50 Cent.
Yeah. 50 Cent on Scott Young. It keeps coming. It keeps coming. It keeps coming. It keeps coming.
That's a blessing, man. You must be like, dang, man, like God is good, because I mean, to have made that, to go from tour bus to, oh shoot, TMZ, make a name for yourself, obviously, like, you speak your mind, you get into there and boom, you leave there and jump right into there to podcasting. What was that like, even working with a guy like, Curtis Jackson and 50 Cent?
They were awesome.
Yeah.
I think that my only thing about Hip Hop Homicides is that collection of people, Donnell, P. Frank, Mona Scott Young, 50 Cent, everybody that was involved in that. These people were so talented. Everybody on Hip Hop Homicides was so talented. It's such a great show.
Yeah.
It's such a great show. I wish we would have been able to do more of it. But 50 had an idea. You think I can talk? That's a talker.
Yeah.
Sit down and have a conversation with 50.
I've been with Curtis,
He takes you through the whole gamut of his entire.
Smart as hell, too.
Very smart guy.
Smart as hell.
Very smart guy. A lot of things I disagree with 50 on, but you're not gonna hear me say any bad words about him because he gets an idea and gets a thing and he commits to it.
Yeah.
He's even committed to being the villain. The same commitment that he has to being the villain is the same commitment that he has to making these television shows and doing this stuff. That's the commitment that he operates with, and I learned that from him. But it was amazing. It's fun. We went to Chicago, everywhere.
Yeah.
That show was real because of this. You see a lot of people, it's not me dissing anybody, you see a lot of people that do true crime about like, dysfunction in black communities or whatever, and they do it from their room, from their computer, whatever. That's cool. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
No issue with that. Tell your stories, do your stuff. A lot of the stuff I watch, some of it I like, right? 50 and Mona did not want that. You talking about Chicago, you're going to Chicago.
Yeah.
You talking about Dallas, you're going to Dallas. You talking about New Orleans,
We're
you're
going
going to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Wow. You talking about LA, what happened out here, you're going to LA. So you're talking about Brooklyn, talking about Canarsie, you're there.
Yeah.
We're in O Block, we're in Canarsie, we're in New Orleans. Like we're in all of those places. We're shooting there.
Yeah.
Seeing the people, seeing what happens. Like we outside, as the kids say.
Yeah.
And that show took those chances.
Yeah. That's
One of the
dope,
best things
man.
I ever did.
Man, that's dope, man. That's really cool to hear, man. I just want to say, man, we appreciate your time here. I just want to, because I don't want you leaving here empty-handed, man.
Yeah.
You know, in recognition of your Nigerian roots, and just, breaking bread with us here.
Of course.
We have our
20%,
154
boy.
collection. We have our mask shirt edition. Godfrey had a big hand in the design of this. We've got their soccer jersey. So we wanted to just kind of honor you with one of our brand new masked shirts.
Nigeria,
right there.
boy.
Yeah, we got the,
How did Jomi tell me to say it? He told me to say something when I was on here.
What did he
He
say?
said, Naja de carry last.
Naja no de kari last.
Naja no de carry last.
You might
I thought you were going to say, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa.
It's one of my favorite sayings because it means you may not start out, first, but you won't finish last. You know what I mean? And so it's that hustle that I think continues to drive us, but I think also throughout the entire diaspora. I think that's why, Black history, African American history, I think that's why it's so important because no matter what, we continue to keep moving forward. Even when we try to, when they try to push us back, when they try to cover our stories, when they try to suppress, our voices, Naija no de kari last. And so I think that is something that carries throughout the entire diaspora. But it's been really, really cool breaking bread with you, having
This
a
is dope,
conversation
man.
with you.
Fire. I'm going to do your podcast, right?
Of course.
We would love to have
Let's jump
y'all,
on.
brother. Of course, man.
Let's jump on, man.
Love to have
Yeah,
y'all.
man. We appreciate
No
you,
problem,
man.
brother.
Man.
Lathan, man.
Man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopping with us at 154.
154, we all connected, baby, you already know. I'm talking 154, we bringing Africa around the whole globe. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like, ain't no place.